The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 51. Fang Shi felt that her hand was too beautiful. I manually gave myself a 360-degree praise without dead ends. When she was about to fall asleep, she suddenly thought of a question. Since there are sea beasts in the endless sea, and there are even high-level sea beasts, how did the demons swim here? Are they not afraid of sea beasts? The next morning, Fang Shi asked Zhang Wen. Junior sister, you don't know, it is said that the source of the endless sea is in the demon realm. Therefore, the sea beasts in the endless sea seldom attack the demons. As long as the demons do not provoke them, they will turn a blind eye. It is precisely because of this reason, coupled with the erosion of spiritual power by the sea water of the endless sea, that our human race can only stick to the boundary, and has no plan to capture the demon race. It was only then that Fang Shi suddenly realized. A flash of inspiration flashed in his mind, but it disappeared before he caught it. She doesn't dig into the horns, she will talk about it when she thinks about it. At this time, her disciple called Fang Shi and the others to have seafood porridge. Because a lot of seafood jumped up early in the morning, they cooked seafood porridge. Fang Shi took a few sips and felt that it was necessary to share the good things with good friends, so he asked two disciples to send a can of seafood porridge to Liu Shebai and Xing Wu. As a result, in the evening, Xing Wu and Liu Shebai came. Xing Wu said carelessly, Fang Shi, the seafood porridge you sent me in the morning can make my eyebrows fresh. I heard you're going to have grilled fish tonight, do you mind if I come for a bite? Liu Shebai also smiled and said, I'll join in the fun too. Of course Fang Shi didn't mind, she took the initiative to send seafood porridge just to get closer to the two of them and to consolidate the unformed friendship. Besides, as long as there are small black balls, you can have as much seafood as you want. Before returning to the Zongmen, she is still preparing to buy in large quantities. Besides eating for the Zongmen herself, she can also sell them for money. The little black ball who knew her thoughts. You are trying to exhaust me to death. The bonfire was lit up, and amidst the aroma of grilled fish, the four of them chatted happily. Xing Wu muttered while eating. My senior brother is a stick. I don't know what ecstasy soup Shen Jilin poured into him, but I've always been full of praise for her. Fang's eyes flickered slightly. Senior Wu Xing, then you have to be careful. You also know that Shen Jilin has no money to get up early, so she must have no good intentions. And the people who got close to her didn't end well. I'm the best example. I had a close relationship with her at the beginning, but in the end I was cheated into despair. There is also Liu Shuhan, who was not seriously injured, but was bitten by a ground blind centipede. Do you think it is evil or not? I even suspect that she is the reincarnation of Broomstar. Cough cough, cough cough cough. Xing Wu and the others almost choked to death with saliva. Broomstar reincarnated. Your mouth is bad enough. Of course, Fang Shi didn't want to have a good time, she just wanted to keep repeating that Shen Jilin was a Broomstar, so that Xing Wu and Liu Shebai would stay away from her. Xing Wu was so excited, he patted his chest and said, Fang Shi, you have a heavy defense task in Ding District. If there is a place that needs me, just say hello, and I will come over. Hearing what he said, Liu Shebai also said, as long as there is nothing wrong with me, I will be there whenever I am called. Fang Shi was moved and even shed 2 tears. Humans sympathize with the weak. At this time, in the eyes of Xing Wu and Liu Shebai, Fang Shi is just a delicate little white flower, and they need him to protect her from the wind and rain. Zhang Wen on the side. Sooner or later, you will know how wrong you are. When Xing Wu and Liu Shebai were about to leave, Fang Shi brought them back some grilled fish and asked them to distribute them to Elder Han and the others. Elder Duanmo was also hinted by Fang Shi and asked them to take care of Elder Han and Elder Feng. Elder Duanmo actually didn't think it was necessary, but Fang Shi's eyes were about to blink and cramp, so he had no choice but to say it. Fang Shi sighed, and took a chance to chat with Elder Duanmo. The central idea is that there are many friends and multiple paths. Now that the 4 major sects are here to defend the boundary, if the demons attack, it doesn't matter if the number is small. If the number is large, you need to find helpers. Han Yuanzong definitely can't count on it, but Wang Jianzong and Yushimen are relatively neutral, and they might be able to use it at a critical time if they win over a little. Of course, Fang's eyes words were more tactful, which could express her own meaning without making Elder Duanmo feel disgusted. In fact, Elder Duanmo understands this truth, but it's just a little embarrassing. After listening to Fang's eyes words, I couldn't help but feel a little ashamed. He is not as good as a little girl. Now that the enemy is at hand, how much is face worth? So the next day, he took the initiative to have seafood porridge delivered to Elder Han and the others. Elder Han and Elder Feng probably felt sorry and gave some food in return. In addition, Xing Wu and Liu Shebai made peace in the middle, and the relationship between the 3 factions became much more harmonious. Today, a news came. Shen Jilin actually ventured into the endless sea and caught a demon spy. As soon as the news came out, Shen Jilin once again became the focus of discussion. Xing Wu pouted and said to Fang Shi, my senior brother can't do without Shen Jilin in 3 sentences now, saying that she is worthy of being the top quality water spirit route, and that she is the only one who dares to dive into the endless sea. Cut, isn't it just to catch a demon in the sea? Look at her, those who don't know think she wiped out the demons. Fang Shi listened with a smile, and when Xing Wu finished complaining, she said, Brother Xing Wu, there is a saying that being fat first is not fat, and there is a saying that the good show comes later. We have plenty of opportunities to show our faces, let her pour brick first. Xing Wu sighed, I think it's a bit difficult. We don't have the ability to jump into the sea, and the demons who ran to the shore probably won't be our turn to do it. Fang Shi narrowed her eyes, that's not necessarily the case, maybe we'll be able to make a big deal soon. Xing Wu felt that she just said that casually and didn't take it seriously. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 52. After Xing Wu left, Fang Shi squinted her eyes and pondered for a while. She said to the little black ball with her spiritual sense, If you have nothing to do, go to Area A and drive some sea beasts. For those who are more ferocious, you'd better find the 8-armed ghost badge with a severed arm and tell it that its arms and legs were eaten by a cultivator with top-quality water-spread roots. Little Hu soon understood Feng Shi's intentions, flatteringly said. My lord, you are so disrespectful. Wicked with smoke, fart with a turn. However, I like it. Because I am also like this, we are all black-hearted babies stuffed with black sesame seeds. Feng Shi. The painting style of this dog is getting more and more deviant. Although Xiao Hui's words went off the rails, his actions were still very reliable. That evening, Xingwu brought good news. He bared his teeth and smiled from ear to ear. I just said that Shen Jilin didn't end well for being poor, so it's good. It's retribution. In the afternoon, when she and Musawai were beeping on the shore, they were attacked by several sea beasts. There is an 8-armed ghost badge with a severed arm and a foot in it, not to mention the ferocity. Shen Jilin was almost dragged into the sea. I heard that Shen Jilin was so scared that she cried. Yesterday I put gold on my face, but today I'm showing my original shape. It's so relieved, so happy. It's a pity that I wasn't there, so I couldn't see such a wonderful scene. Feng Shi listened with a smile, but she didn't think Shen Jilin would be so timid. She probably showed it to Musawai, in order to arouse his pity and desire for protection. TSK, at this time, I still don't forget to raise fish, and I'm really dedicated. After Xingwu left, Zheng Wen secretly asked Feng Shi. The 8-armed ghost chapter is probably the one whose arm and leg were eaten by us, right? The arm and foot were eaten by us. How did it run over to take revenge on Shen Jilin? Feng Shi said with a smile, then who knows, it must be her bad luck. Zheng Wen vaguely felt that things were not that simple, but he couldn't think of a reason. When I was about to fall asleep at night, I suddenly had a flash of inspiration. Could it be that the little junior sister asked the little black ball to do something? If that's the case, the little junior sister's trick is really a dog. Feng Shi didn't take this matter too seriously. This kind of petty fights couldn't hurt Shen Jilin's muscles at all. The most important thing was to improve her own strength. So, after dinner, she began to meditate. She can clearly feel that her strength has been improved recently, but because she has no actual combat, she doesn't know how many floors it is equivalent to building a foundation. By the way, she also has a flying sword now. Should I practice swords? Thinking of this, she hurried to find Zheng Wen. Fifth senior brother, you practice sword with me. Zheng Wen, as for your broken wooden sword, does it make any difference whether you practice it or not? However, he and Feng Shi went to an open space and started practicing swords. The sword moves Feng Shi City, even if it is combined with a wooden sword, it is a horrible sight. When it was time to pick, the sword tip couldn't be lifted for a long time, and when it was time to stab, it was as slow as a turtle. You didn't even notice it. I can't bear it, I can't bear it. Junior sister, your wooden sword is really useless. There is absolutely no way to exert the power of our Xuanshan swordsmanship, and we can't use ordinary moves, let alone big moves. In addition, after we advance to the Golden Core, we can activate the sword light. And only spread swords have sword lights, so when you return to the sect, I will accompany you to Wanjianbi. Maybe you can successfully get the spread sword this time, then throw away this broken wooden sword. Just as Zheng Wen was beeping, the originally slow wooden sword suddenly became extremely fast. Zheng Wen couldn't dodge for a while, and the bun on his head was cut off. Feng Shi yelled, Fifth senior brother, I said I didn't do it on purpose, do you believe me? Zheng Wen with disheveled hair. In fact, Feng Shi really didn't do it on purpose. The wooden sword has been swaying slowly, so when she changed her move, she felt that Zheng Wen would definitely be able to react. Who knew that the wooden sword would suddenly become faster? Zheng Wen attaches great importance to appearance, and this is Feng Shi, otherwise he would go all out with her. He pulled out a smile that was uglier than crying, I believe it. Feng Shi felt very sorry, so she said a lot of good things, and helped Zheng Wen research a new hairstyle, which finally made Zheng Wen feel better. Feng Shi continued to practice the sword. The wooden sword was just too quick to cheat the corpse, but now it became slow again. Even so, Feng Shi practiced over and over again. She also plausibly said, Fifth senior brother, I heard that ordinary people in the world will tie sandbags on their legs in order to practice lightness kung fu, and when the practice is almost done, after taking off the sandbags, they will be as light as a swallow. If I master this slow wooden sword well, when it breaks out of its cocoon and becomes a butterfly in the future, I will definitely be able to kill all directions. I also believe that this wooden sword is just a hidden dragon in the abyss now, and when it returns as a king in the future, thousands of stars will not be as bright as it. When Feng Shi was beeping, she vaguely seemed to see a white glow on the tip of the sword, but because it was only for a moment, she was not sure. She asked Zheng Wen, Senior brother Fifth, did you see the white glow on the tip of the sword just now? Zheng Wen's mouth is about to turn into a ladle. Junior martial sister, I told you that only the golden core stage can arouse the sword glow, let alone your wooden sword, well, it's unlikely anyway. He actually wanted to say something ugly, but because the bun was cut before, he was somewhat psychologically disturbed, so he swallowed it back. Hearing what he said, Feng Shi felt that her eyes might be dazzled, so she didn't say anything, and continued to practice swords. At this time, the endless sea suddenly seemed to be boiling, and the water splashed continuously, and then a huge sea beast's head poked out of the water. Two fierce lights shot out from the big golden eyeballs. Zheng Wen cried out in surprise, Golden-eyed blood walrus. A sea beast in the mid-Yuanying period. How can there be such a high-level sea beast in the shallow sea area? As soon as he finished speaking, the golden-eyed blood walrus dived into the water and disappeared. Many people saw this scene, and there was a lot of discussion. High-level sea beasts generally live in the deep sea area, and rarely show up in the shallow sea area. Some even deliberately avoid the sea area of the boundary because they hate humans and demons. Why did this golden-eyed blood walrus suddenly appear here? In the water, the golden-eyed blood walrus was cursing silently. Sea beasts also have territories, and this sea area is their territory. Recently, many sea beasts have complained to it, saying that for some reason, fish and shrimps have been jumping ashore all the time, so they have to venture to other sea beasts to hunt. The golden-eyed blood walrus didn't want to care about it at first, but it was his subordinate after all, so he could only reluctantly swim from the deep sea area to the shallow sea area. I haven't seen why yet, and I don't know which wicked thing plotted against it. A big hole was shot at the base of the tail. That is to say, it has rough skin and thick flesh, otherwise it must be painful to death. Its first reaction was that the human race did it. But just now I poked my head out to see that although there were quite a few people on the shore, they were all weaklings and had no such ability. It originally thought it was a demonstration, but it sensed that there was a cultivator nearby, so it retreated into the sea cursing. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 53 Who's eyeliner. The little black ball hiding in a clump of seaweed was relieved to see the thing swim far away. Tiger fell and Ping Yang was bullied by dogs. Back then, it could scare this thing to death with a single cough, but now it has to hide. HMPH, when the young master has absorbed enough magic energy, he must find the place back. At this time, Fangxi used her spiritual sense to contact it. What happened to that golden-eyed blood walrus? Why didn't you report it to me? The little black ball said shamelessly. It's also worthy of my report. I hummed casually just now, and it just got out. Unfortunately, it didn't know that Fangxi was the ancestor of lying, and it knew it was bragging as soon as it heard it. Tell the truth. See how I'll deal with you if you keep messing around. The little black ball had no choice but to tell the truth. The speed of that thing is too fast. I just found out that it poked its head out of the water before it had time to return. Then why did it suddenly go away? I don't know either, but I can smell blood faintly. Maybe I was injured. The water in the endless sea is black, so even though the golden-eyed blood walrus bleeds a lot, people on the shore can't find it. Fangxi tapped the little black ball for a few more words before continuing to practice swords. Then, she found that the speed of the wooden sword became slower. She didn't care and continued to practice. What she said before was the truth. She believed that this wooden sword, like her, was only temporarily dusted with pearls, and sooner or later it would shine with their own light. Just as he was practicing vigorously, the blood demon token in the storage ring trembled. Fangxi poked his spiritual consciousness in, and Zhu Tianju's voice came from inside. I just got the news that the shadow demons have sent people into the endless sea, and they will probably reach you tomorrow night. The number is around 2,000, and most of the troops should land from your area. Find a way to destroy them. Fangxi suddenly burst into laughter. She knew that the old devil would definitely follow the path she drew. TSK, we don't know whose eyeliner we are. She adjusted her emotions, and then replied in a tone of death. My lord, don't worry, even if I try my best to kill them, I will kill them. You wait for my good news. Zhu Tian was absolutely satisfied with Fangxi's reply, and praised her a few words. Fangxi blew a few more rainbow farts, and then put away the token. Fangxi squinted her eyes and pondered. Although the demon race had not stopped for the past 6 months, they would not send a large group of people ashore, only a few hundred people at most. Because the demons don't want to openly declare war with the human race yet, they just want to make some small moves. If the high-level people of the human race negotiate, they will say that their subordinates have made their own decisions, and they have pushed everything away. Unexpectedly, 2,000 people were sent this time, probably to give the 4 great sects a blow. If there were a total of 2,000 people, it is estimated that at least 500 people would land in District D, while Xuanshnong only had 800 people, which was obviously not enough. Although Wan Jianzong and Yushimen can be supported, if there is movement on their side, it is estimated that they will not be able to catch up for a while. Therefore, she had to meet her amiable and respectable Uncle Hu. So, it went to town. When she arrived at the City Lord's mansion, she babbled a lot, and the atmosphere was almost ready, before she said, Uncle Hu, have you heard about the strange things that happened today? City Lord Hu raised his eyebrows. You mean the golden-eyed blood walrus? Fangxi nodded. Yes. Uncle Hu, don't you think this is strange? When things go wrong, there must be demons, and there must be articles in it. The golden-eyed blood walrus poked its head out to take a look. Why did it look like it was stepping on something? Don't you want to do something at night while the moon is dark and the wind is high? If it's just a sea beast, it's fine. I'm afraid there are demons in it, so I have to guard against it. Therefore, I am here this time to ask you to reinforce some of our manpower. Don't worry, as long as there is nothing unusual within 3 days, you can withdraw people back. Although City Lord Hu felt that Fangxi was making a big fuss, but Fangxi had recently sent seafood to the City Lord's mansion, and he was really too embarrassed to refuse. Forget it, be careful when sailing for 10,000 years, send someone over to have a look, and at most, withdraw it after 3 days. So, nodding in agreement. How about this? I will send 2,000 people to support you, is it enough? Fangxi laughed. Can I have more? City Lord Hu, then 2005, no more. Fangxi immediately thanked him with gratitude, and before leaving, he said, Uncle Hu, in order to prevent surprises, let the soldiers go there at night. City Lord Hu also needed time to mobilize manpower, so he nodded in agreement. Fangxi hummed a ditty and went back to District Ding. 2005 plus 800 disciples of the Xuanshan sect is enough to deal with 2,000 demons. Just wait until the door is closed to beat the dog at night. Fangxi was a little nervous. Although she had participated in the trial of the heavenly walking secret realm before, it was different from the real battlefield. It would be deadly. However, since she has embarked on the road of cultivating immortals, sooner or later her hands will be stained with blood, she is mentally prepared for this. Of course, it's better to stick less or less. At this time, the little black ball said to her, although there is demonic energy in the endless sea, it is too weak, and it is not enough to clog your teeth after inhaling it for so many days. It is best to find an opportunity today for me to absorb some of the demonic energy released by the demons, so that I can increase my cultivation quickly. Fang Shi was puzzled and said, ask you to absorb the demonic energy released by the demons. How do you absorb it? When the demons cast their spells, there will be demon energy dissipating. As long as it is within 3 feet, I can absorb it. Fang Shi, you mean that I help you resist the attacks of the demons, and you absorb the escaped demon energy? It's not that you don't know my cultivation base. How many demons can I deal with? Little Hu sighed. That's right, don't dislike either of us, we're both little friends now. Fang Shi. She squinted her eyes. It would definitely not work by force, but she could work around it. For example, when someone was fighting the demons, she ran over to help. Didn't this successfully catch the magic energy? The more Fang Shi thinks about it, the more she feels that this method is feasible. Not only can she get rid of the devilish energy, but she can also set up a heroic character who is desperate to kill the enemy. It's a good way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The little black ball suddenly branched out. Master, if you say you are amazing, you are the only one who can come up with such a bad idea. Although Fang Shi scolded the little black ball, she was very much looking forward to the night's battle. As a result, I waited and waited, the time passed, and I didn't wait for the arrival of the demons. Fang Shi thought to himself, the old bastard Zhu Tianjue could not be lying about the military situation, could he? When it was almost time to be ugly, the little black ball suddenly said, I took the risk to swim forward for a certain distance just now, and found many low-level sea beasts swimming from the east. Do you think the demons plan to land from other areas? _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 54 Shenjilin, my good sister. Fang Shi felt that little black ball's guess was not unreasonable. The shadow demons may have intentionally released false news to mislead Zhu Tianjue. There is also a possibility that the demons have spies in the human race, and they found out about the additional manpower in Ding district, so they temporarily changed the plan. So which area will the shadow demons choose to land in? She thinks it will probably be the first area that Hunyuanzong is responsible for defending. Because District A is the farthest from District B, and because of the strong wind and waves, the probability of the demons landing there is very small, and Hunyuanzong will definitely be negligent in guarding against it. When Fang Shi was thinking about it, she received a message from Xingwu. Fang Shi, the demons have sneaked into Hunyuanzong's territory. Elder Lu asked our Elder Feng for help. Elder Feng is hesitant now, fearing that the demons are playing tricks. What if we send someone to help Hunyuanzong? What if there is a fire in the backyard? Give me an idea. Fang Shi. You come to ask me about your beast gate. At this moment, Elder Duanmu said solemnly, Shaoxi, Area A has been attacked by surprise, let the soldiers who are reinforcing today go over and help. Even if they're at odds with Hunyuanzong in normal times, they can't sit idly by at this time. Elder Duanmu, don't send everyone there, leave 1,000 people behind, so that the demons will not attack you. In addition, you can't go there, you have to sit in the D district, and my 5th brother and I will take people there. Elder Duanmu flatly refused. Zhang Wen can go, but you are not allowed to go. The head of the house has specifically told you not to let you leave my side. Fang Shi said sincerely. Elder Duanmu, I'm not here to fool around, I'm here for trials. Besides, Wanjianzong and Yushimen will send some reinforcements to some extent, and we should have the upper hand in terms of numbers. As long as I'm careful, nothing will happen. Besides, I'm still wearing armor. Just let me go. Elder Duanmu still disagreed. Fang Shi suddenly said, Elder, look at what is on the sea. Elder Duanmu hurriedly looked over, stared at it for a long time, and then scanned around with his divine sense but found nothing. By the time he realized that he had been cheated, Fang Shi had long since disappeared. The main reason why Fang Shi is so active is to let the little black ball lead some magic energy, and by the way, stand up and set up a character. While rushing to District A, she replied to Xingwu. I'll bring government soldiers there, you can go there or not. Xingwu was dumbfounded. Where did Fang Shi get the government soldiers? With these 1,005 government soldiers, they only need to send fewer people from the beast sect to go there. When Fang Shi passed by District C, Jin Shifeng and Xingwu happened to bring people in. Xingwu snorted coldly. Elder Lu said brazenly that he was in charge of his own defensive area. Why is he asking for help now? I really slapped myself in the face. It's just that we are chivalrous, otherwise who cares about his crap? Fang Shi said with some disapproval. Senior brother Xingwu, now I have to talk about you. Whether it is Hunyuanzong or our 3 factions, they are all human races. No matter how we fight internally, when the demons attack, we must hold together. Let's just talk about me. Shenjilin and I have a sworn feud, but I don't think about it at all right now, I only start from the overall situation. Xingwu blushed when he was told, and muttered, that's all I said, if I really die, I won't come here with you. Qin Shifeng looked at Fang Shi in surprise. He didn't expect that Fang Shi had a good view of the big picture, but he underestimated her before. Zhang Wen silently watched her little junior sister perform. It is true that she has an overall perspective, and it is true that she will reinforce Hunyuanzong, but it is certainly not such a cheap thing. He had a hunch that after the matter was over, the little junior sister must have a plan. When Fang Shi and the others rushed to District A, the human race had already fallen into a complete disadvantage. This is on the premise that the Wanjian sect in District B next door sent 300 people to support them, otherwise they would have been defeated long ago. After all, Hunyuanzong was too negligent to take precautions, and was caught off guard by the demons. Fang Shi roared. Everyone, relax. I, Fang Shi, brought people to support you. Kill me. Fang Shi shouted loudly, and she was unambiguous, and she got into the crowd of scuffles. Zhang was scared to death. If there is something wrong with the little junior sister, how can he explain it to the master? He followed closely behind, but couldn't keep up with Fang Shi's loach-like little figure. I saw her stabbing east and west with a broken wooden sword, and the whole place ran wildly. Good guy, she was busy enough, even a demon was not hurt. Shen Jilin was fighting with the demon clan, and when she saw Feng Shi busy not far away, a flash of calculation flashed in her eyes, and she deliberately lured the demon clan to Feng Shi's side. In the end, before she could get close, Feng Shi had already run to other places to help with the wooden sword. Shen Jilin gritted her teeth in anger, but there was nothing she could do. However, a red-haired demon noticed Feng Shi. This time they came here for the personal disciples. If they could capture one of them alive, it would be a great achievement. Originally, he wanted to catch Shen Jilin, but she had too many treasures, emerging one after another, so he never succeeded. This Feng Shi is also a direct disciple, and only has the cultivation base of the Qi refining stage, and has no real ability at all, so why not catch her? The red hair stopped Feng Shi. Feng Shi blinked and blinked. What is your cultivation level? I only have the early stage of Qi training. If your cultivation level is too high, find someone else to fight. Red hair. This is the battlefield. Is it appropriate for you to discuss this with me? With his dazed effort, Feng Zai's left hand had already started to form seals behind him. Several vines of spiritual power instantly entangled the red-haired ankle, and at the same time, the wooden sword in Feng Shi's hand shot towards his throat. The redhead was defenseless. Even though the speed of the wooden sword was very slow, he just avoided the throat and was stabbed in the right shoulder. Just after avoiding it, Feng Shi's flame art has arrived again. Not just one, but dozens of flowers. The redhead never dreamed that Feng Shi, who seemed to be only in the Qi refining stage, would be reprinted in an instant. Bad luck. The red hair was completely burned into a red candle. He burns himself and lights up others. In the end, he plunged into the endless sea. Seeing that she had easily won, Feng Shi burst out with confidence, and worked even harder. This time she started to come for real. Either use spiritual power vines to bind the legs of the demons, or use small flames to burn their hair. In the end, many demons were so angry that they abandoned their original opponents and went after her. Zheng Wen, who was looking for Feng Shi all over the place, saw his cute little junior sister running towards him with a bunch of demons. Zheng Wen. Before he could react, Feng Shi turned a corner and brought everyone to Shen Jilin's place. Shen Jilin, my good sister, let me help you. Chevron_left previous home index next Chevron_right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 55. This Feng Shi is missing a great virtue. Shen Jilin's nose almost crooked. Are you here to help me? You are afraid that I will not die fast enough. Feng Shi didn't care what she was thinking. When she got in front of her, she yelled. My dear sister, here I come. Sisters are of the same heart, and their strength can break gold. Fight side by side, eliminate demons and defend the way. Then, she released a cluster of small flames at Shen Jilin's original opponent. The small flames were weak, like wax cores. Shen Jilin is going crazy. But the enemies that Feng Shi attracted didn't care about this. They felt that Shen Jilin was Feng Shi's helper, and seeing that she was also wearing the clothes of her own disciples, all kinds of formulas greeted her. Shen Jilin. Don't you demons have brains? Can't you tell that Feng Shi is bringing misfortune to the east? After Feng Shi successfully unloaded several demons from Shen Jilin's place, she continued to run with the remaining demons. This time she ran towards Mu Zawai, the great disciple of Hunyuanzong, shouting at the top of her lungs as she ran. Senior brother Mu, hurry up. Senior sister Jilin is going to burp, you go and save her. Then, several demons were successfully unloaded. Feng Shi saw that there were only 3 demons left behind him, and their cultivation was average, so he stopped running away. She pointed at the 3 demons with her wooden sword. What's the matter? Do you think I ran because I was afraid of you? Wrong. I just want you to live a little longer. Since you guys are looking for death, then I have nothing to be polite about. Don't be one-on-one, come on, let's go together. 3 demons, who the hell wants to be one-on-one with you? This one named Feng Shi lacks great virtue. The cultivation level is not high, and they run so fast that they will be exhausted. They became angry from embarrassment, and the 3 of them resorted to the magic tricks one after another. The skills of the demons are not the same as those of the humans. They use magic formulas to transform the magic energy into weapons or beasts to attack. Of the 3 demons in front of them, one transformed the demonic energy into a poisonous snake, one transformed into a demonic sword, and one transformed into a wolf. Feng Shi quickly formed seals with both hands, and countless lines of spiritual power gushed out from the palms of his hands, tightly entangled the snakes, swords, and wolves transformed by the demonic energy. The 3 demons looked stupid. She actually knows the instant reprint of Golden Core stage. How can this be? Regardless of the possibility and impossibility, Feng Shi is already releasing the flame art. Countless flames of spiritual power swept towards the 3 of them. They frantically avoided the spiritual flames, and reached a consensus in an instant. This Feng Shi hides her cultivation. She must be a Golden Core cultivator. With this realization, the 3 demons turned around and ran away. Feng Shi quit, carrying a wooden sword and chasing after him. Stop, stop, I won't eat you, why are you running? Zheng Wen, who finally killed him. What happened during the short period of time he was entangled by the demons? Feng Zai's eyes lit up when he saw him. 5th senior brother, stop them, they're all my trophies. 3 demons. Booty. We are unlucky. If I had known this earlier, I might as well have dealt with that personal disciple of Hunyuanzong. At least that's a decent person, unlike this one who shamelessly hides his cultivation. Zheng Wen's flying sword shot at the 3 of them, and Feng Shi, who arrived later, also joined the battle. The 3 demons were no match for the 2 of them at all, and they were all killed by Zheng Wen's sword. Feng Shi was stunned for a moment, then continued to yell to help others. There is no way to change the law of survival, so you can only change yourself. As time went by, the Mizu fell into a disadvantage. Fang Shi saw Qin Shifeng and Xing Wu, the big disciples of Yushiman, nearby, and moved over. The two of you led people to guard the shore, lest any fish slip through the net in a while. Xing Wu said nonchalantly, okay. Qin Shifeng. Have you forgotten that you're a disciple of the beast sect? Do you listen to what she says? But I have to admit that what Fang Shi said is right. The human race has completely dominated the scene now, and the demon race will soon flee, and their escape route must be sealed. So, the two withdrew to the seaside with some people, and waited for the rabbit. As expected, soon there were demons running towards the sea, and they were caught. Half an hour later, the battle was completely over. After counting the corpses and prisoners, it was found that one demon was missing. According to the account of the captured leader, the man who escaped was named Ying Filong, and he was a noble disciple of the Shadow Demon clan. The most striking sign is a head of red hair. Fang Shi. The one where I lit the big candle. By the way, he jumped into the sea to put out the fire on his body. Unexpectedly, it became a fish that slipped through the net. Truly, the chosen one. After counting the number of people, Fang Shi smiled and said to Hunyuanzong Elder Lu. I remember you said that day, everyone manages his own territory, what's the result? I won't say anything redundant, it's too hurtful. But we are fed by horses, shouldn't you express that? Elder Lu's face turned green, red, and then white, almost catching up with the rainbow. He really didn't expect that the demons would choose to land from Area A, so he was caught off guard. What he said that day was so loud, but now his face hurt so much. But he didn't expect Fang Shi to be cheeky and ask for benefits. Normal people can't do this, okay? Fang Shi went on to say. Elder Lu, don't get me wrong, the four sects stand together and help each other, even if you have done something wrong before, we will help you for free. This is morality and our responsibility. What I mean is, I brought over government soldiers, and some of them were injured, disabled, and some even lost their lives. Hunyuanzong should compensate for the situation and reason. As soon as Fang Shi said this, those soldiers were moved to tears. They are incomparable with the disciples of the four major sects, but if there is a way out, who will come to the realm to ask for a living? In addition to envy and hatred, they looked down upon Fang Shi before. But during the battle just now, Fang Shi's bravery left a deep impression on them. The elder Lu of Hunyuanzong is not willing to let go of this little girl. Now she is helping them fight for compensation. She is a good person who is hard to find even with a lantern. Good man. None of the direct disciples of the four major sects can compare to Fang Shi. Only she is worthy of the 8 characters of fighting for justice, hoeing the strong and helping the weak. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 56 She is not a person. Elder Lu was put on the high platform of morality by Fang Shi, so he had no choice but to pinch his nose and express his willingness to reward the soldiers with 20 straight stones. Originally he wanted to say, but Fang Shi kept emphasizing that soldiers had come. He had to say 20. Fang Shi said with a smile, Elder Lu is worthy of being the elder of the Hunyuan sect, he is generous in his actions, and has the demeanor of the sect. In addition, these captives should be handed over to Lord Hu for interrogation. After all, we have to prevent the demons from counterattacking, and we don't have the energy. Elder Lu has no objection to this point. Therefore, Fang Shi led the government soldiers to escort the demon captives back to District D, and then escort them back to Anding City after dawn. Even the demon corpses were brought back to District D. On the way, Xing Wu asked Fang Shi curiously, I haven't had time to ask, where did the soldiers come from? Fang Shi immediately said, isn't there a golden-eyed blood walrus popping out of the sea during the day? I thought there must be a monster if something abnormal happened, so I went to find City Lord Hu. Or how can someone be the lord of the city? Foresight, thinking that something might happen, sent the government soldiers to support. She said this very loudly, and the soldiers could hear her clearly. Their reverence for their city lord has reached an unprecedented height. Some cronies immediately sent a message to Lord Hu, on the one hand to report the situation here, and on the other hand to express their admiration. When City Lord Hu got the news, he finally let go of his hanging heart. He didn't dare to leave Anding City to come for reinforcements, not because he was greedy for life and afraid of death, but because he was afraid that the demons would take the opportunity to cause chaos in the city. City Lord Hu's favorability towards Fang Shi is now overwhelming. If it weren't for her proposal, something big would definitely happen today. What he didn't expect was that Fang Shi actually put the aura of credit on his head. This kid Fang Shi can handle it. When Fang Shi returned to District D, he saw Elder Duanmo looking around from afar. Although he had already received the news that the human race had won a complete victory and that Fang Shi was safe and sound, he was still a little worried when he didn't see anyone. Now that Fang Shi and Zhang Wen have returned safe and sound, they are completely relieved. Fang Shi briefly told Elder Duanmo what had happened, and then asked people to touch the storage rings of those demon captives and dead bodies. Zhang Wen. He thought that the reason why Fang Shi didn't escort him back to Anding City directly was out of safety considerations, but he never thought that this guy was trying to make a small fortune. Elder Duanmo felt that it was inappropriate to do so. Fang Shi laughed aloud. This is our prisoner, what if the spoils belong to us? If Hunyuanzong has the face to ask for it, I will give it to them. Elder Duanmo fell silent. Because he felt that Elder Lu would not come to ask for it if he had any face. After gathering the magic ring of storage, Fang Shi said to Elder Duanmo. You rest first, I'll go and interrogate those prisoners. Of course Elder Duanmo would not agree, and he followed to the so-called lobby. Fang Shi first asked people to escort Shi Wen, the leader of the demon clan, over here. Fang Shi laughed twice before saying anything, and Shi Wen felt a little cold for no reason. Are you very dissatisfied with being caught by us? I am a kind person, and I don't want to see any injustice. How about this, I'll give you a chance to get your place back. Elder Duanmo, please block a part of his cultivation base, I will fight against him. Although Elder Duanmo felt that she was fooling around, Fang Shi's performance today was really excellent, so he let it go. Anyway, with him at the side, Shi Wun couldn't hurt Fang Shi. He blocked % of Shi Wun's cultivation base, and then untied the strip binding rope on Shi Wun's body. A ruthlessness flashed in Shi Wun's eyes. Even if he couldn't survive this time, he would use the stinky girl as a backup. Gritting his teeth, Chao Fangshi released a ferocious tiger that had been transformed into magic energy. The fierce tiger rushed towards Fangshi with its bloody mouth wide open. Fangshi just dodged lightly and did not fight back. Then, dodge all the time. Shi Wun was gnashing his teeth at first, but finally he was wheezing and wheezing. He has injuries and has been blocked by % of his cultivation. How can he stand such a torment? Fangshi has a dissatisfied face. Can't move for a while. I don't understand, why did the demons choose you, a waste of dim sum, to lead the team? It's no wonder that your demon clan is almost wiped out. As the saying goes, a raging soldier, a raging nest, you are such a wimp. Shi Wun spat out a mouthful of blood. He finally understood the intention of the stinky girl. She is humiliating him, play him. How could there be such a scum in the human race? No, she is not a person. Fang Shi said to Elder Duanmo, you can unseal him a little more. Elder Duanmo followed suit. He felt that Fang Shi was just messing around, no wonder, she was young and it was normal for her to be playful. After Shi Wun was partially unsealed, he regained his strength and fought Fang Shi again. Unfortunately, he didn't even touch Fang Shi's hair, because Fang Shi ran faster than a rabbit. Shi Wun really couldn't figure it out. This stinky girl only seemed to have a cultivation base at the chi refining stage. How could her physical and spiritual power be so abundant? After running for such a long time, you don't even feel tired at all. Soon, he fell down again from exhaustion, and Fang Shi asked Elder Duanmo to unseal part of his cultivation. After doing this several times, Shi Wun collapsed on the ground. Ask what you want, as long as you don't humiliate me like that. Fang Shi. I just want to help the little black ball absorb more magic energy, and practice agility by the way, why did I humiliate you? But since you said so, I won't refuse. So, Fang Shi asked. You demons only sent a few hundred people to harass the human race before. Why did you send so many people this time? Shi Wun said weakly. The 4 major sects of your human race have come to support you. We just want to show you some color. It would be better if we can catch a direct disciple and go back. Fang Shi nodded. Then why did you choose Area A to land instead of Area D? Shi Wun gritted his teeth and said, we originally wanted to land in District D, but on the way, we encountered a golden-eyed blood walrus, attacking us like a convulsion. We had no choice but to give up landing from Zone D and choose Zone A, preparing for a surprise victory. Fang Shi. In any case, I didn't expect it to be such a reason. She continued to ask, do you have any sneak attack plans in the future? Shi Wun shook his head to express that he didn't know. Fang Shi felt that it was normal for a small commander like him not to know, so he changed the subject. You like to listen to gossip the most, tell me something new about your demon clan. It doesn't matter whether it's from your shadow demon clan or from other demon clans. If you speak well, I can help you intercede in front of Lord Hu and save your life. If you stay in the Green Hills, you don't have to worry about no firewood, maybe one day you will have a chance to escape back to the demon clan. Elder Duanmo. At first he wanted to stop it, but when he saw that the 2 small grips on Fang Shi's head were scattered and his face was covered with blood, his heart softened and he swallowed his words back. Although Shi Wun felt that Fang Shi seemed like a little lunatic, he racked his brains and shared some gossip he knew with Fang Shi. Fang Shi listened with her eyes wide open, and when it came to what she was interested in, she would discuss it with Shi Wun. The light of gossip radiates from the eyes of each person and each demon. Junwen. Elder Duanmo. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 57. The name of Fang Shi resounds throughout the northern continent. Fang Shi not only listened with gusto, but also recorded everything with a recording stone. It wasn't until Shi Wun had nothing to say, that Fang Shi had someone take him down. Then proceed to interrogate others. The routines are almost the same, first exhaust the opponent's magic energy, and then ask gossip. Elder Duanmo didn't listen to it later, because he couldn't bear to listen anymore. The young patriarch of the Mang Demon clan is a road idiot, and the wife of the patriarch of the Shadow Demon clan was once Su Tianju's first love. What a mess. He simply closed his eyes and meditated, not listening. Anyway, with Junwen around, Fang Shi will not be in any danger. When Fang Shi was having a great time, someone reported that City Lord Hu had come. City Lord Hu first went to District A where Han Yuanzong was stationed, then went to District B and District C for a cutscene, and then arrived at District D. City Lord Hu was closer to seeing Fang Shi than to seeing his own daughter. He sipped the stream, and Elder Duanmo's teeth were a little sore when he heard it. Fang Shi handed over the demon captives and corpses to City Lord Hu, and even made a special mention to City Lord Hu. Uncle Hu, Shi Wun may be useful in the future, don't kill him. Hu Changzhu fully agreed. There are roughly 3 ways to deal with demon captives. The first one, those with high status, keep it to negotiate terms with the demons. The second type, those that are useful, are sent to do some coolies. Although it is hard work, they will not lose their lives. The third type, those with little use value, will be sent to do some extremely dangerous or labor-intensive work, and few people can survive 3 months. Shi Wun was originally supposed to be the third type, but under Fang Zai's pleading, it became the second type. Fang Shi gave the 20 strud stones from Han Yuanzong to Hu City Lord, and let him decide the distribution plan by himself. City Lord Hu sighed more and more that the little girl Fang Shi was doing things properly. As for the storage magic rings of those demon captives who disappeared, he selectively ignored them. After Hu City Lord returned to Anding City, he wrote a battle report in a hurry. Last night, the demons attacked the realm A where Han Yuanzong was stationed. The fighting was very fierce, and our human race was once in a passive situation. At the critical moment, Xuanxinong's direct disciple Feng Shi, who was in charge of guarding Ding district, led the soldiers to reinforce, and Wang Jianzong and Yushiman also sent reinforcements in time. In the end, our human race won a complete victory. Except for one demon who escaped, the other demons were all captured or wiped out. In this battle, Xuanxinong's direct disciple Feng Shi performed extremely well, not only leading the government soldiers to reinforce in time, but also performing very bravely in the battle. Wherever there are demons, there is her figure, go forward bravely, fearless of death. It can be called a model of the human race. In addition, Zheng Wen, a direct disciple of the Xuanxin sect, Ling Chanting and Liu Shebai, direct disciples of the Wanjian sect, Qin Shifeng and Xingwu, direct disciples of the Yushu sect, also performed very well. Our human race has such pillars, it is really the blessing of the human race, the luck of the human race. At the end of the letter, City Lord Hu mentioned why he would send more soldiers to District Ding, and stated his foresight in a low-key and restrained manner. The battle report soon reached the hands of the heads of the 4 major sects. Xiao Beidao's first reaction when he saw the battle report was not happiness, but distress. Shaoxi must be trying so hard to honor Xuan Tianzong and his master. My poor apprentice. How can you not feel distressed when you are so sensible at such a young age? Then, just be proud, so proud. As expected of Xiao Beidao's apprentice, he is brave and resourceful, courageous and strategic, and the role model of the human race mentioned in the battle report is not too much. Although the heads of Wanjianmen and Beastmaster Sect were a bit bitter, they were relieved to see that their apprentices were also mentioned in the battle report. Only Bailey Muchen searched for a long time, and only found the word, wait, in the battle report. Bailey Muchen. Dare my 2 precious apprentices not even deserve to have the names displayed on it. However, he is really not easy to get angry. After all, strictly speaking, Elder Lu and the others have committed dereliction of duty. It is already very embarrassing for Hunyuanzong if this point is not mentioned in the battle report. According to the usual practice, after the approval of the 4 heads, the battle report will be reported to the entire Northern Territory. As the battle reports are posted all over the streets and alleys, the name of Feng Shi resounds throughout the northern continent. Courageous and strategic, affectionate and righteous. A model of personal disciples, a model of the human race. After Shen Zhilan saw the battle report, her lips were bitten and blood came out. She came to the realm this time at her own request, and she just wanted to take the opportunity to make her famous. Whether it is the genius talent of the top water spread route or the heroic performance of killing the enemy, it is enough to make her famous in the world of cultivating immortals in the Northern Territory. As a result, her name was not even on the battle report. Feng Shi, this trash, was blown all over the place. Go forward bravely, fearless of death. She's all for show. She is also a shameless misfortune. She is also worthy of being called a model of the human race. Shen Zhilan's face gradually became ferocious, but when she saw Mu Zawai approaching from a distance, she immediately turned into a self-pitying look. Brother, do you think I'm useless? Mu Zawai scanned the battle report in her hand, and said coldly. Feng Shi is just a dog, shit, and luck. It just so happened that City Lord Hu sent additional soldiers to District Ding, so he actually made her a wedding dress. Junior sister, you don't need to compare with her, you're a genius with the best water spread route, she is destined to only look up to you. Shen Zhilan shook her head. Brother, I'm not comparing with her, I just think I can do better. You can accompany me to practice swords. I still can't understand some moves, so you can help me solve my doubts. Okay, as long as the junior sister wants to do what you want, the senior brother will accompany you. Mu Zawai said with a smile, with affection flowing in his eyes. Shen Zhilan pretended not to see her, and turned to talking about sword practice. In the next few days, the weather was calm and the demons did not move, but the human race did not dare to relax in the slightest. Feng Shi spends most of her time cultivating and practicing swords. Seeing how hard she is working, Zheng Wen also forces herself to work hard. Elder Duanmo was very pleased, and occasionally took the time to give them advice. On this day, Feng Shi was practicing sword with Zheng Wen, when suddenly the 7 orifices bled and passed out with a choking sound. Zheng Wen was almost scared to death. Conscious of heaven and earth, his flying sword didn't even touch the little junior sister's hair. Isn't this porcelain? Fortunately, Feng Shi woke up in the blink of an eye. She had a look of enjoyment. 5th senior brother, I haven't experienced this charming taste for a long time. Zheng Wen. No wonder those demons call you a pervert, you are really a pervert. This is the first time I've heard someone use the word charming to describe bleeding from the 7 orifices. How did he know that what makes Feng Shi feel charming is not the bleeding from the 7 orifices, but the light up of a jade slip in the sea of consciousness? Seeing the content of the jade slip, Feng Shi was really overjoyed. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 58. What is recorded on the jade slips is about alchemy. The first part is the introduction of alchemy materials, not only the materials from the human race's world of cultivating immortals, but also the materials from the demon race. Rather than saying it is an alchemy material, it is better to say it is an encyclopedia. The second part is Danfang, but Feng Shi can only see part of the content at present, and the rest is very vague. It is estimated that she will not be able to see it until her strength improves. It was precisely because the amount of information was too huge that her spiritual sense couldn't bear it, so she passed out with bleeding from her 7 orifices. Feng Shi couldn't tell Zheng Wen about the jade slip, she just said that she was fine, and then began to digest what she had just received. Although the content of the jade slip was directly transmitted into her sea of consciousness, she had to understand it. Feng Shi first looked at the alchemy materials, and after looking at them, she was stunned. The unicorn scorpion is an earth-level monster whose cultivation level as an adult is similar to that of a human golden core stage, and it likes to rot. After the prey is captured, the toxin is injected into the prey, and the prey is eaten after a few days after death. The toxicity of this insect is quite special, and the detoxification elixir takes effect slowly, so it may cause the false impression that the detoxification has not been successful. In fact, as long as you take the detoxification pill, the toxins left in your body will slowly dissolve. It takes about 2 hours to completely return to normal. The whole body of the unicorn can be used as medicine, especially the unicorn and poisonous glands. In the book, her elder brother Jiangji, who has not yet masked his face, stumbled into the secret realm of Guibei Mountain by mistake and was injured by an extremely rare poisonous insect. It happened to be discovered by Shen Jilin, who had entered the secret realm. She said that the poison can only be detoxified by the blood of the top-grade water spirit root, so she cut her finger and used blood to detoxify Jiangji. Jiangji was very grateful to Shen Jilin. This kind of gratitude gradually turned into admiration, and he was willing to be a senior licking dog by her side. The results of it. In order to obtain a heavenly herb, Shen Jilin sacrificed Jiangji to the demon mandrill in the Wanzang demon abyss. Jiangji's soul is scattered, and he will never be reborn. And that poisonous insect is the unicorn snake. Fang Shi showed a sarcastic smile. Only the blood of the best water spirit root can cure shit. Shen Jilin just wanted Jiangji to be grateful to her. And then used by her. It's not surprising that Shen Jilin can do this. She even suspected that Shen Jilin was responsible for Jiangji's poisoning. Otherwise, how could it be such a coincidence that the secret realm is so big that she just happened to meet the poisoned Jiangji? Fortunately, the jade slip appeared in time. Otherwise, when the secret realm of Guibei Mountain was opened, she would really have no way to detoxify Jiangji. Coincidentally, a few days later, a news came that a secret place was discovered in Guibei Mountain in Hengling Mountains. Only those who meet the Bone Age requirements, whose cultivation base is below the nascent soul stage, and who are predestined can enter. Because it is a secret place discovered in Guibei Mountain, it is called the secret place of Guibei Mountain. The heads of the 4 sects felt that this was an excellent opportunity to practice, so they reached a consensus to let the 8 direct disciples who were stationed in the realm go to Guibei Mountain to participate in the secret trial. As for the border area, each sect will send another elder to supplement it. After getting the news, Xingwu immediately came to Fang Shi. Fang Shi, let's go together tomorrow morning. You and Zhang Wen won't need Eugene anymore, so let's go on our flying boat. The reason why I chose to set off the next morning is because the gate of the secret realm has not been fully opened, and there is more than enough time. Another one, this is a border area after all, it is not safe to set off at night. After hearing what Xingwu said, Fang Shi said with a smile. If you don't tell me, I want to find you too. 5th senior brother still feels embarrassed to bother you. I don't think friends should be so polite. If there is a need for help, just ask openly. Xingwu nodded. Yes, Zhang Wen is petty. Zhang Wen. I didn't say anything at all, okay. However, he was already used to taking the blame for his junior sister, so he didn't bother to defend himself. After Xingwu left, Fang Shi began to urge the little black ball to fish. She had to take it back for Xiao Beidao and the elders to try something new, and she had to give gifts, not to mention anything else. She rubbed against the flying boat of the royal beast sect, and she can justify it if she didn't express it at all. In addition, the seafood in the endless sea is full of aura, and selling it back is also a big income. Little black ball felt that he was too miserable. Other people's spiritual pets follow their masters to eat and drink spicy food. It's so good, it fishes here in the middle of the night. Driven by the little black ball, all kinds of seafood jumped to the shore one after another, bouncing around. Fang Shi put her little hands behind her back. 5th senior brother, do you know why these seafood jumped to the shore? It's all because of my beauty. From now on, there will be another word to describe beauty in the Northern Territory continent, which is called flying fish and shrimp. Zhang Wen. As long as you are happy. While the work here was in full swing, an angry roar came from afar. A huge sea beast head appeared on the dark sea surface, with a pair of golden eyes shining fiercely. It was the blood walrus with golden pupils. The little black ball that was fishing almost turned into a little black cake. He hurriedly flew back to Fang Shi in desperation. Because everyone's attention was on the golden-eyed blood walrus, and the little black ball itself was a cloud of mist, so no one noticed it. Fang Shi scolded with divine sense. Look at how promising you are. You've lost the face of me, a role model of the human race. The little black ball was not convinced. That is a sea beast in the middle stage of nascent soul. Isn't it normal for me to be afraid? Aren't you afraid? Fang Shi snorted coldly, then shouted at the golden-eyed blood walrus with spiritual power. In the middle of the night, what are you yelling for? Do you have any self-knowledge? You are a trash in the middle of the nascent soul, and you have the nerve to yell here. Come on, if you have the ability, grow your wings and fly up now. Let's fight for rounds. Golden pupil blood walrus. If I could grow wings, my fucking name would be changed to Golden Eagle. Fang Shi continued, don't say you don't have wings anymore, even if you do, I'll break them off and use them as a fan. What are you staring at? If you stare at me again, I'll pick out those dead fish eyes of yours and use them as tramps. The golden-eyed blood walrus was going to die of rage. But it didn't dare to get close to the shore, because it could feel the aura of the cultivator of ocean. So it could only slap its tail angrily, stirring up huge waves. Fang Shi curled her lips. Even if you take pictures until the end of the world, the seawater can't be dried by you. What's the point of taking pictures? Shall I just grab some seafood? Look at how petty you are. What's the matter? You want to dedicate yourself to me? TSK, I really don't care, because you are so ugly. I can't keep my mouth shut. Ellipsis. After Fang Shi scolded for half an hour, the golden-eyed blood walrus turned white with anger and floated on the surface of the sea. Everyone. Forcibly scolding a nascent soul stage sea beast. Is this the mouth? This is more powerful than Phagian. Kill people invisible. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 59 Wisdom and Beauty Coexist. The golden-eyed blood walrus is actually more than half tired, because it has been slapping the sea angrily. In addition, it used too much force, and accidentally tore the wound at the root of the tail that had finally healed. Coupled with anger, he fainted. However, it woke up in the blink of an eye. It has a long memory this time, only roaring and not patting the sea. As a result, Fangshi didn't say a word this time, and let him just scream. The golden-eyed blood walrus felt like a big fool. After it stopped barking, Fangshi said slowly, "Okay, don't be angry, I did speak too much just now. But I was also angry with you, you said we are also neighbors, right? Distant relatives and neighbors, is it too much for me to catch some small fish and shrimp? If I don't fish, you should give me some. Golden pupil blood walrus. Why are you so shameless?" Fangshi continued, "Okay, don't talk about these irrelevant things. Let's talk about something serious. Last time you helped us drive the demons away, I prepared a little thank you gift for you. I was worried about how to find you, but I didn't expect you to come here on my own initiative. There's nothing too good about it, just some elixir to stop bleeding and detoxify. There are human races and demons. I don't know which one is suitable for you, so I prepared some for you." After Fangshi finished speaking, she took out a big gourd from the storage ring and threw it into the sea. The golden-eyed blood walrus was stunned. An elixir to stop bleeding and detoxify. Does it want? Of course I want too. Although there are medicinal herbs in the sea, they're much less than those on land. Besides, medicinal herbs are not as effective as elixir. It's just that the smelly girl has such a kind heart. It can't be poison, can it? Fangshi continued, "I'm leaving tomorrow morning, I hope we can meet next time if we are destined. By the way, if you still want pills, you can exchange them with demons. The higher the cultivation base, the more pills you can change. Not only you, but all sea beasts can use the demons to come to us to exchange pills. Live or die. Not only hemostasis and detoxification elixirs, but other elixirs are also available. Okay, I'm tired after talking for a long time, so you can leave." Golden pupil blood walrus. Its big eyeballs flashed, and then let a low-level sea beast get the big gourd over for it, then dived into the bottom of the sea, and disappeared. Elder Duanmo was stunned. The old man's cognition has been greatly impacted. Humans and sea beasts can still communicate. Can you still negotiate terms and make deals? But the facts are right in front of us. If the golden-eyed blood walrus is not tempted, it will not let its subordinates get the big gourd over. If it really exchanged the captured demons for pills as Fangshi said, then the balance between sea beasts and demons would be broken. The realm will be stable for a long time. Elder Duanmo's initial shock gradually turned into ecstasy. "Shaoxi, if the matter can be done, I will definitely ask for credit for you." Fangshi said with a smile, "Elder Duanmo, it doesn't matter if I get credit or not. I mainly want to make a little contribution to the human race." Elder Duanmo looked at her even more highly when he saw this. Fangshi is really a good kid. No wonder the sect leader was able to catch her at first glance. He is really a rare talent. Fangshi talked with Elder Duanmo for a while, and then continued to let the little black ball fish. Little Black Ball was worried at first, fearing that the golden-eyed blood walrus would come to settle the score, but after seeing that there was no movement at all, he was relieved. Fangshi whispered, "How is it? Are you convinced? Do you know what wisdom and beauty coexist? But it's no wonder, you are just a cloud of fog, you have no brains at all, so naturally you can't talk about wisdom." The little black ball endured it, but couldn't. Don't think too much about things. If you can offer conditions, the demons can also offer conditions. When the time comes, you can still come here if you pay some road money. I'll see what you do then. Fangshi said with a smile. I can't think of what you think of. After my 5 spiritual roots are gathered and my strength improves, I will come to the realm again. You help me pretend to be a demon, and I will toss around in the endless sea, do some immoral things, and plant them all on the demons. Guaranteed to make the demons full of mouths and unable to speak clearly. When Junwen told her before that the sea beast turned a blind eye to the demons, she had a flash of inspiration, but she didn't catch it at the time, but thought of it later. That's the idea. Pretend to be a demon, stir up suspicion between sea beasts and demons. Of course, she is not strong enough now, and it will take a while. After hearing her words, Little Black Ball only wanted to say 2 words. True loss. Is this an idea that normal people can come up with? No wonder your danshin is cracked, because you are wicked. It wasn't until dawn that Fangshi made the Little Black Ball stop fishing. At this point, it was time to set off. Originally, Elder Duanmo didn't have a deep relationship with Fangshi, but after this period of contact, he already regarded Fangshi as his junior. Therefore, thousands of exhortations and 10,000 exhortations made her be careful. When passing by Anding City, Lord Hu had already been waiting there. Although it seems that they treat everyone equally, they are obviously more reluctant to part with Fangshi. After bidding farewell to City Lord Hu, everyone continued on their way. After leaving the no-fly range, they called out their flying boats and galloped towards Guibei Mountain. It was Fangshi's first time to take a flying boat, but for her who had seen a plane before, it was nothing too unusual. It's just that the way to provide power is different. Although Qin Shifeng's impression of Fangshi had changed, he was not too enthusiastic. After saying hello, he went to meditate. Although Junwen and Xingwu did not deal with each other, but with Fangshi in the middle to mediate, they could still talk together. The road went smoothly, and the flying boat arrived at Guibei Mountain that day. Before getting off the flying boat, Fangshi gave Xingwu the specially prepared seafood, and asked him to hand it over to the head of the sect, Hu Wangkui, when he returned to the sect. Xingwu was also polite and accepted it. There are many monks gathered in Guibei Mountain, including people from various sects, and there are also many casual cultivators. Many casual cultivators are still temporarily forming teams to avoid being killed and seized treasures inside. Fangshi and Junwen also found Xuanshnong's team. Jun Wen began to complain. Little junior sister, look, almost all the direct disciples of the three sects are here. Look at our Xuanxinong, it's just the two of us, the eldest brother and the others don't know which mouse hole they got into. Fang Shi saw that it was true. So far, none of the direct disciples of the four major sects has a nascent soul cultivator, so they all meet the conditions for entering the secret realm this time. Except for Hunyuanzong's Lu Shu and letter, everything is here. When Fang Shi was reading, she skipped and read, and several direct disciples of Xuanxinong were just licking dogs, and the descriptions were not too detailed. So she only knew that senior brother Jiangji would enter the secret realm of Turtleback Mountain by mistake, and she didn't know where the other three senior brothers went now. Fang Shi smiled and said, aren't those who are predestined to enter? Maybe they are not predestined, only we can enter. Jun Wen's eyes lit up immediately. Yes, I think so too. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 60 Brave Ball, not afraid of difficulties. Wait, finally the entrance to the secret realm is completely opened. The team was lined up in advance, not on a first come, first serve basis, but on the basis of influence. The four major sects are at the front, followed by the medium sect, the small sect, and lastly the casual cultivators. The ranking order of the four major sects is according to the ranking of the previous four sects. The Hunyuan sect is the first, the Wanjin sect is the second, the Yushu sect is the third, and the Xuanxin sect is the fourth. Mu Zawai ranked first among all the people. He took a deep breath and walked towards the entrance. The figure disappeared in an instant. The Hunyuanzong people cheered. Immediately afterwards, Mo Shuyuan, Bailey Muchen's third disciple, and Wang Qizhi, his fourth disciple, also entered smoothly. It was Shen Jilan's turn. The moment she stepped into the entrance of the secret realm, everyone vaguely heard the sound of clanging. Instant frying. The sound of clang clang, according to ancient records, this is the sound of a phoenix chirping. Oh my god, doesn't it mean that Shen Jilan is the lord of the phoenix? Could it be that she will contract phoenix in the secret realm? Last time she contracted a fairy beast egg in the secret realm of Tianshu, if she contracted a phoenix again, her luck would be great too. Who told her to be the best water spirit root? This is the darling favored by heaven. Ellipsis. Jun Wen's mouth is about to turn into a ladle. Junior sister, don't listen to their nonsense, even if there is a phoenix, it is yours. If nothing else, your last name is fine. Your surname is Feng, and Feng Huang is also surnamed Feng, you belong to the same family. Feng Shi. Dare to love, am I a bird? After Shen Jilan entered, none of the remaining Hunyuanzong disciples successfully entered. The following Wanjianzong and Yushuman who entered were also direct disciples. Feng Shi frowned, feeling that there was something strange about it. Jun Wen didn't care too much. Of course you have to choose people with good qualifications to enter the secret realm. If there is an inheritance, who will pass it on to a waste? He walked towards the entrance of the secret realm while talking, but was bounced back. Jun Wen. Feng Shi held back her laughter and walked forward, and then was also bounced back. The trash duo looked at each other and remained silent. In the end, Xuanxinong failed. A few of those casual cultivators went in. Those who couldn't get in all sighed, but there was nothing they could do. Feng Shi was a little anxious. She was not interested in treasure hunting, but she had to go in and save Jiangji. Although she could wait for Jiangji to come out and explain the truth to him, she was afraid that he would be preconceived and already had a good impression of Shen Jilan. As long as Shen Jilan said that she was misled by the records in the classics, Jiangji would probably believe it. That would be troublesome. But what if you can't get in? And many more. It is recorded in the book that the senior brother Jiangji entered the secret realm of Guibei Mountain by mistake. That is to say, there must be other entrances besides the gate of the secret realm. She immediately said to Jun Wen, fifth senior brother, come with me. You don't know why, so, follow her and start running all over the Turtle Mountain. Running out of breath. Small, junior sister, I know you can't get in the secret realm to make troubles, but don't take it out on me. Fang Shi glared at him, I'm looking for another entrance to the secret realm. Jun Wen, little junior sister started talking crazy again. There has always been only one entrance to the secret realm, and I have never heard of other entrances. At this moment, Fang Shi stopped running. Because the little black ball found that there was an abnormality in the fluctuation of spiritual power here. This is a small stream that meanders down. Fifth senior brother, where is the source of this stream? Jun Wen gasped and said, there is a spring on the top of Guibei Mountain, and the water flows from it. Fang Shi's eyes lit up. Let's go up to the top of the mountain with the sword. As he spoke, he called out the wooden sword and flew into the air, not forgetting to fasten his seat belt. Jun Wen. He hastily called out Feijian and chased after him. The wooden sword is unstable because it is unstable, but it flies really fast. Even though Jun Wen pushed hard, he still lagged behind for a while before reaching the top of the mountain. There is a deep pool formed by spring water on the top of the mountain. The spring water flowing down is very clear, but the pool is dark without bottom. It can be seen that the water in this pool is very deep. Fang Shi threw the little black ball into the pool and asked it to explore the way. Little black ball felt so sad. All they do is dirty, tiring and dangerous, and they don't get a single good word. Just as he was thinking, Fang Shi's voice came from the sea of consciousness. Xiao Chu-Chiu, the only person I can trust and rely on is you. And I also believe that as long as you want to do it, no difficulty will stop you. After all, you are the only chaos spirit in this world. The little black ball swelled in a circle in an instant. The little horns all exude the aura of domineering. Be brave and not afraid of difficulties. Go. After the little black ball dived into the bottom of the pool, it soon discovered that there was a teleportation array here. Fang Shi immediately jumped into the pool with Jun Wen. For monks, as long as they have spiritual power, staying underwater for a while is no problem. Especially the water route, you can even stay in it for half a day, or even longer. Junwen said in surprise, "Little sister, why does this teleportation array look a bit like the teleportation array in the mine?" Fangxi saw that it was really real, which meant that this teleportation array had been around for a long time, maybe tens of thousands of years. She took out the photo stone to record the teleportation array, then found the groove of the spirit stone on the array plate, and stuffed more than 1,000 spirit stones in pain. The teleportation array opened. Junwen kept tugging on Fang Xi's sleeve, for fear that the two would be separated during the transmission. For a moment, he couldn't tell if he wanted to protect Fangxi, or if he had no idea about leaving Fangxi. Finally, the glaring white light disappeared and sight was restored. Junwen almost fainted when he saw the situation in front of him. This is a bird's nest built on a cliff, a huge bird's nest. Even if he and Fangxi were lying in it, there was still a lot of space left. Subconsciously, he wanted to escape with the sword, but found that he couldn't summon the flying sword at all. There is only one possibility in this case, and monks are not allowed to fly here. When he was about to ask Fangxi what to do, a big golden bird flew in the distance, with wings more than 3 feet wide, covering the sky and the sun. Small, junior sister, it's a golden-winged iron-feathered eagle. At least equivalent to the mid-stage golden core cultivation, we're dead. Fangxi squinted her eyes and said, I opened my mouth wide and said, ah. Junwen. Before he was given time to think, the golden-winged iron-feathered eagle had arrived with a deer-like monster in its mouth. Fangxi opened her mouth first, ah tilde tilde tilde. Junwen closed his eyes, pulled his neck, and opened his mouth wide, ah tilde tilde tilde. The golden-winged iron-feather eagle seemed to be puzzled for a moment, and then began to tear the monster apart with its sharp beak, and put a small piece of tender meat into Fangxi's mouth. Then he took a large piece of hairy meat and threw it on Junwen's face. Junwen. Chevron_left previous home index next Chevron_right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 61 If there is no me in this world, the sky will collapse. Junwen was almost pissed off. It's okay to be treated differently in the human race, but now even birds discriminate against him. Could it be that it was just and the little junior sister shouted more beautifully than him. The golden-winged iron-feather eagle fed Fangxi a few more pieces of tender meat, and when she saw that she didn't want to eat, he patiently combed her hair with the bird's beak. After combing almost, he turned his head and gave Junwen a few random brushes, tearing off several strands of hair. Junwen bared his teeth in pain and dared not make a sound. The gold-winged iron-feather eagle finished cleaning up the two little bird cubs, ate the rest of the monster meat, and then protected Fangxi and Junwen under their wings, and fell asleep. Junwen didn't dare to move. He only hoped that the golden-winged iron-feathered eagle would wake up and leave quickly. Finally, the golden-winged iron-feather eagle woke up. It barked a few times. Fangxi nodded quickly. Seeing this, Junwen also nodded stupidly. The golden-winged iron-feathered eagle glanced at Junwen in disgust, and flew away. After the figure of the golden-winged and iron-feathered eagle disappeared, Junwen breathed a sigh of relief. It's finally gone. It scared me to death. Junior sister, how do you know that when you open your mouth and say, it will treat us as its baby birds? Fangxi said, aren't ordinary young birds like this? Junwen, the key is that we don't look like birds either. Fifth brother, look, there are many small fragments of eggshells in the gaps of the bird's nest, and I speculate that a baby bird broke its shell not long ago. But died for some reason. Some monster birds or beasts will transfer this kind of maternal love to the cubs of other species after the cubs die. So, I thought of such a way. In fact, there is another very important reason why Fangxi's method is successful, and that is the little black ball. It is the spirit of chaos, and it will make living creatures feel familiar. Because Fangxi signed a contract with it, people or monsters will also feel close to her to a certain extent. This is also the reason why the golden-winged iron-feather eagle prefers her and does not wait to be heard by the king. After listening to Junwen, I was so impressed. If he had fallen into the bird's nest by himself, he would probably be in the belly of the golden-winged iron-feathered eagle by now. Little junior sister, what shall we do next? We can't just pretend to be a bird here all the time, can we? The cliff is very steep, almost perpendicular to the ground, and it is obviously not realistic to climb down. Fangxi dug out a large piece of fabric from the storage ring, and it was a spoil from Lu Shuhan. She simply processed the fabric and made it into the shape of a parachute. Then he said to the little black ball, you turn into fog and hold this umbrella, try to let it fall slowly, understand? Little black ball knew that this was not the time to take Joe. If the delay was too long, it would be bad for the golden-winged iron-feather eagle to come back. So, I readily agreed. After getting ready, Fangxi and Junwen grabbed the rope under the parachute and jumped off the bird's nest. Before jumping down, Fangxi also picked up a few feathers from the golden-winged iron-feather carving and put them into the storage ring. Junwen felt that it must be right to learn from her, so he also picked up a few and put them in his storage ring. The little black ball was still very safe in its work. Although it fell a little faster, it finally fell to the ground safely. The first thing they did when they fell to the ground, Fangxi and Junwen started to use the cleansing formula. Fangxi did it to remove the scent marks left on them by the gold-winged and iron-feather carvings, but Junwen was completely obsessed with cleanliness. After the two finished cleaning up, Junwen asked Fangxi, little sister, where are we going? Fangxi didn't know where Jiangji was, so she just pointed in a direction, this way. As soon as her words fell, the little black ball jumped out. Jumping up and down, the mood is very high just by looking at it. It feels like it's awesome. The smelly girl always says I'm useless, should I be convinced this time? If it weren't for me, would you have found the teleportation array in the pool? If it weren't for me, would you have landed safely on the ground? If there is no me in this world, the sky will collapse. Fang Shi called it several times, telling it to go back to the token of the blood demon race, but it pretended not to hear it. Then there was a sharp pain in consciousness. Fang Shi said coldly, "Get back." Little Hu didn't hesitate this time, and returned the jade token disheveledly. Jiang Wen felt that Xiao Hu's slumped head was a bit pitiful, but he had sympathy for all, and he also knew that Xiao Hu, who pushed his nose and put his face on his face, couldn't be used to it. That is to say, if you meet a junior sister, if you change to someone else, you have to let it bully you to death. After walking for about half an hour, a cry for help came from a distance. Fang Shi's memory is very good. She heard that the person calling for help was a casual cultivator who came in. "Fifth senior brother, let's go and have a look." Jiang Wen nodded in agreement without even asking. It doesn't matter if he has a bad mind, as long as he is obedient. He can do whatever the junior sister asks him to do, and he will definitely not make mistakes. When the two came close, they saw San Shu named Tian King being besieged by 3 black-striped jackals. Jiang Wen and Fang Shi immediately joined the battle. After a quarter of an hour, all 3 black-striped jackals were killed. Tian King thanked Fang Shi and the others while swallowing the elixir to stop the bleeding. To be honest, he has always felt that the direct disciples of the 4 major sects are very proud, and can even be described as indifferent. Unexpectedly, these 2 direct disciples of Xuansheng would actually help. Fang Shi said with a smile, "This fellow Taoist, the monks in the Northern Territory are all a family, so there is no need to be so polite. I see that you are seriously injured, so why not meditate on the spot and adjust your breath, and we will protect you." Tian King was even more moved, his eyes were red. Jiang Wen looked up at the sky, his experience told him that the little junior sister is probably going to make trouble again. Tian King meditated and adjusted his breath for half an hour, then got up to thank him again. "Fairy Fang Shi, Zhun Shaoxia, I'm fine now, so I won't delay your business. Don't say thank you for your great kindness, I, Tian King, will definitely repay this kindness in the future." Fang Shi said with a smile, "There is no need for the future, you can report now." Tian King. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog, chapter 62. Fang Shi laughed, "I'm just kidding with you. I just want to ask if you have met Shenjilin from Hunyuanzong." Fang Shi felt that since Shenjilin would definitely meet Jiangji, she might as well go to Shenjilin first. As long as she followed her, she would be able to find Jiangji. Not to mention, Tian King really met Shenjilin 2 hours ago, and she had already joined the other 3 disciples of Hunyuanzong. Tian King was still sighing in his heart at that time. The places to enter the secret realm were all random. He didn't expect the 4 members of Hunyuanzong to gather so quickly. Luck is really good. After Fang Shi asked about the location, she said, "Tian Daoyu, the corpses of the 3 black-striped jackals belong to you." Of course Tian King wouldn't want it, and at the end of the day, Fang Shi only left a black-striped jackal. Tian King feels more and more that Fang Shi's character is precious, and he really deserves the title of model of the human race. After the 2 parties separated, Fang Shi took Jiang Wen to find Shenjilin. Jiang Wen couldn't hold back this time. "Junior sister, what are we going to do with Shenjilin?" "She's lucky, let's follow her." "Jiang Wen, you seem to have been saying that she is a broom star before." He asked again, "Why do you treat that casual cultivator so courteously?" Fang Zai's face was unpredictable. "Guess." "Jiang Wen." Of course, Fang Shi has her considerations. Although casual cultivation seems to be a mess, it is useless. But if they can be brought together, it will be a very powerful force. It is true that the strong in the cultivation world are respected, but sometimes they are also coerced by forces. Therefore, if you want to fully control your own destiny, you must use a multi-pronged approach. She never puts all her eggs in one basket. Whether it was with Zushan Juixu and Wei Snake before, or the friendship with City Lord Hu of Anding City, including the deliberate favor to casual cultivator Tian King just now, it was all a net laid by her. Fang Shi and Jun heard what Tian King said and ran away, which is normal. After all, 2 hours have passed. When Fang Shi was guessing which direction Shenjilin and the others would go, flames shot up into the sky in the distance. Fang Zai's eyes lit up. 5th senior brother, Shenjilin and the others must have rushed there. Because in the book, Shenjilin not only saved Jiangji in the secret place of Guibei Mountain, but also contracted a little phoenix. When Fang Shi and the others arrived, the flames were still raging, and even the surrounding ground was boiling with heat. People kept rushing over. After all, Lai Yan was a very conspicuous target. The direct disciples of Wanjanzong and Yushimen were also gathered. But I didn't see the figures of those casual cultivators. Xingwu saw Fang Shi winking at her, but she didn't come over. The reason is very simple. Now everyone wants to get that little phoenix, and they are all competitors. Little Heichu spoke to Fang Shi with his spiritual sense. "Let me tell you, Feng Huang is just a weak chicken, who can do nothing but breathe fire. And if you want it to advance, you have to help it find the fire essence, which is really troublesome." Fang Shi said slowly. "You don't need to say so much, don't you just don't want me to accept other spiritual pets? Don't worry, as long as you don't become a demon, I will only have you as a spiritual pet. Thousands of pets are only for you." The little black ball said awkwardly, "HMPH, that's not what I mean. Who cares about your thousands of favors?" After speaking, the body attached to the blood demon token turned pink. The question is, died by tokens. Although Fang Shi's words were deceptive, she really didn't have much interest in Little Phoenix, because Little Black Ball was right, raising Phoenix was too troublesome. However, she was willing to get involved, and it was best to mess up Shenjilin's contract with Phoenix. As time passed, the flame gradually weakened, and everyone's eyes became more and more hot. Finally, the flames were completely extinguished, revealing a phoenix egg with flame patterns. Click, click, cracks appeared in the phoenix egg. Fang Shi looked at that phoenix egg and thought of her Danshan. Not to mention exactly the same. The time seemed to be very long, and finally, a bird's head poked out from the eggshell. It looked around vigilantly, and then got out of the eggshell. Although everyone's eyes were red, no one dared to move, because the little phoenix was surrounded by a circle of golden phoenix flames. Even the nascent soul stage couldn't bear it. Little Phoenix ate the eggshell slowly, and then continued to look around. Xingwu couldn't help but said, "Little Phoenix, I'm a disciple of the beast sect. Our sect has exercises and elixirs especially for strict beasts. Come with me." Seeing this, other people also recommended themselves one after another. In the end, only Junwen, Fangxi and Shen Jilin were left silent. Junwen is not interested in this thing at all, he doesn't want to raise a pet that is more flirtatious than himself. Fangxi squinted her eyes and didn't know what she was thinking. Seeing that the two of them were silent, Shen Jilin smiled slightly and said, "Little Phoenix, I am the ultimate water spirit root. If you make a contract with me, I can provide you with fire essence and let you advance quickly." Little Phoenix was obviously moved, and it walked towards Shen Jilin. Mu Zuai had a proud smile on his face, only junior sister Jilin was worthy to be the lord of the Phoenix. Fangxi yelled twice, but Shafeng ignored her. "Waste from the chi refining stage is not worthy to talk to me." With an idea, Fangxi took out a feather carved with gold wings and iron feathers from the storage ring. Not only was this thing big, but it was also shiny and golden, which really attracted Little Phoenix's attention. "Little Phoenix, I don't want to sign a contract with you, I just want to give you a few words of advice. You are a fire-type spirit beast, how can you sign a contract with a person with a water spirit root? Haven't you heard the word, water and fire? I think you choose Xingwu from the beast sect. He is the root of the fire spirit, and he also likes to deal with spirit beasts. It is most suitable for you to make a contract with him." Xingwu nodded hurriedly, "Yes, yes. We are the most suitable. You should sign a contract with me." Shen Jilin was so angry that she gritted her teeth. "Little Phoenix, don't listen to Fangxi's nonsense. I am the ultimate water spirit root and you are a fire monster. If you make a contract with me, I can feed you a century-old fire marrow right now." Little Phoenix's eyes lit up. "Eat." Everyone couldn't help but marvel, as expected of a divine beast, even a cub can speak human words. Shen Jilin hesitated for a moment. Her original intention was to make a contract with the Little Phoenix before feeding it the fire marrow. But when Fangxi was disturbed like this, Little Phoenix was a little hesitant. Why not feed it the fire marrow first, and it would naturally sign a contract with itself after tasting the sweetness. So, he took out a jade box made of special materials from the storage ring, and inside it was a century-old fire marrow. Shen Jilin was afraid of being burned by the flames of the Little Phoenix, so she put the jade box on the ground, and then took a few steps back. Little Phoenix couldn't wait to go forward and swallow the century-old fire marrow. After swallowing it, everyone found that it was a little bit bigger than before. It seems that this Little Phoenix really relies on fire marrow to advance. Shen Jilin smiled and said, "Little Phoenix, can you sign a contract with me now?" Xiao Fenghuang glanced at her, then ran up to Fangxi. "Mother. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters." The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 63. That's right, I did it on purpose. This earth-shattering, mother, stunned everyone present. Fangxi was even more stunned. Okay. She's having sex with a bird. First she acted as a baby bird for the golden-winged iron feather carving, and now she is the mother of Little Phoenix. She stared at Shafeng with big eyes, and she even saw admiration in Shafeng's eyes. Fangxi. It's so outrageous. In the book, isn't this thing Shen Jilin's spiritual pet? She just wanted to stir up trouble with Huang, but she didn't want to recognize a bastard either. What she didn't know was that for birds, after breaking their shells, they would regard the first living creature they saw as their mother. Little Phoenix is in a special situation. When it broke its shell just now, it scanned all the people present, so there is no problem of recognizing its mother. But Fangxi took out the feathers of the gold-winged iron feather carving, and Shen Jilin said Fangxi's name. Little Phoenix's little head began to make up his mind. Her surname is Fang, and she has golden feathers, she must be my mother. As for why Fangxi is in human form, her cultivation level is too high to transform into a form. Shen Jilin held back her anger and said, "Little Phoenix, do you know that there is only one Phoenix in the world, and it will be reborn after Nirvana? How could Fangxi be your mother?" The Little Phoenix fell into confusion instantly. Yes, its inheritance also said so, it is the unique Phoenix in the world. So, how could it have a mother? But it thinks Fangxi is very kind, she is its mother. I don't know if it's because the consciousness was unstable just after the shell was broken. Flames rose from the Little Phoenix again, and then turned back into a phoenix egg, and then disappeared into the ground. Everyone. No one expected it to be such a result. The little black ball heaved a sigh of relief, scared the ball to death. Although the smelly girl is not very good, she doesn't want to share it with others. Shen Jilin's eyes were red with anger. Fangxi, you did it on purpose, didn't you? Fangxi nodded. Yes, I did it on purpose. You caused my Danshan to almost shatter, and you turned black and white and promoted me to a handyman, not to mention that you tried to kill me several times. I'm targeting you, any questions? Shen Jilin gritted her teeth. You are talking nonsense. Fangxi sneered. I can swear by the heart demon, do you dare? If you dare, I will find Xiao Fenghuang for you even if I go underground. Shen Jilin choked. Fangxi, I won't argue with you, I have written down today's grudge, just wait and see. After saying that, he walked away angrily. Mu Zuai gave Fangxi a cold look, and took Mo Shiyun and Wan Kiji to chase Shen Jilin. Fangxi knew that if there were not people from the other two sects at the scene, Shen Jilin would definitely have urged Mu Zuai to kill her. Therefore, she can't sack off at any time, and she must hurry up to practice in the future. Only strength is the last word. As soon as the Hunyuanzong people left, the others were also ready to leave. Fangxi smiled and said to Xingwu, "Have you gained anything since you came in?" Xingwu curled his lips. I only found some mysterious herbs, not worth a lot of money. Fang Shi hesitated for a moment and said, I heard people say that Shen Jilin and the others found a lot of valuable medicinal herbs. Do you think they have any special spiritual weapons? How about we follow them and see? Maybe there will be a big chance. While Xingwu was still hesitating, his elder brother Qin Shifeng said, what Fang Shi said makes sense, let's go and see. Fang Shi was secretly happy. She couldn't help deliberating what she said, but there are fools who are willing to take the bait. Qin Shifeng had a crush on Shen Jilin, and he wished he could find a reason to get close to her. She just passed him the ladder. In this way, she can use the Beast Gate as a talisman, and follow Shen Jilin to find her elder brother Jiangji. After everyone left, the phoenix egg poked its head out furtively, and then burrowed back into the ground. The people of Hunyuanzong soon discovered that the people of Yushimen and Xuanshnong were following behind. Shen Jilin was about to die of anger. She felt that Fang Shi was sincerely trying to scare her off. But with people from Yushimen, she couldn't persuade Mu Zawai to kill Fang Shi. Her eyes flickered and she changed her direction of travel. 2 hours later, everyone entered a stone cave. This stone cave is very strange. There are many holes on the wall of the cave, extending in all directions. There is also a faint scent of herbs. Shen Jilin chose a hole and got in, followed by the others from Hunyuanzong. Originally, Fang Shi wanted to continue to follow, but Mu Zawai guarded the entrance of the cave with a gloomy face. Fang Shi and the others had no choice but to choose another hole. Fang Shi guessed that this place should be the cave of the unicorn. As for why Shen Jilin came here, she still couldn't figure it out. It may be for treasure hunting, or it may be to get rid of itself with the help of the monohorn. However, Fang Shi was very happy, because she had a premonition that she would soon find her elder brother Jiangji. She followed Qin Shifeng and others along a hole and walked straight in. As she walked in, it became darker, and she could only use spiritual tools to illuminate it. After a quarter of an hour, the front suddenly opened up, and there was a wide stone room. Just seeing the scene in front of them, everyone felt a little uncomfortable. There were many rotting monster beast corpses on the ground, as well as many animal bones. To everyone's surprise, there was no peculiar smell in the cave, but a faint medicinal fragrance. Fang Shi knew the reason. The unicorn is the companion monster of Jixia Xiangji, and Jixia Xiangji can turn the rotten smell into a medicinal fragrance. When Fang Shi was searching for Jixia Xiangji, Shen Jilin suddenly ran in. Behind her were several demon insects covered with venomous thorns, which were the unicorn snakes. Shen Jilin ran straight to Fang Shi and the others. She sneered in her heart, only she knew the peculiarity of the poison of the unicorn, and when they were all poisoned, she said that only the blood of the top-grade water spirit root could detoxify. In this way, don't worry about Qin Shifeng and the others not giving up on her. Find another chance to get rid of that bitch Fang Shi. Qin Shifeng and others were shocked when they saw the one-horned stone snake. Although they didn't know this kind of monster, they could tell that the cultivation of this monster should be equivalent to the golden core stage of a monk. Although Qin Shifeng is also at the golden core stage, he can't stop so many demon worms. Fang Shi analyzed it quickly. Since Shen Jilin dared to lure the one-horned stone snake over, it meant that she was confident and there must be a way to deal with the one-horned stone snake. So, she played tricks on Zhang Wen and Xingwu. Should I say it or not, although these two people's brains are not very good, but in understanding Fang Shi's intentions, no one can match it. The two shot almost at the same time and stopped Shen Jilin. Fang Shi wrapped Shen Jilin's legs with spiritual vines. After such a delay, all those unicorns came to the front. Gritting her teeth, Shen Jilin took out the unhatched fairy beast egg, and the monster worms trembled instantly, and retreated out along the hole in a panic. Fang Shi tsk, hey, since there is such a good way, why did you lure the demon worms here? You want to kill us all, right? We have an enmity, so it's fine if you kill me, but the people from Yushimen have no grievances or enmities with you, yet you want to kill them all. You have such a vicious heart. Xingwu has a fiery temper, so he will fight Shen Jilin to the death. The other 3 Beastmaster disciples also glared at her. Only Qin Shifeng looked calm. Shen Jilin's eyes were filled with mist. She looked at him. Senior brother Qin, I only thought of the fairy beast egg just now when life and death were at stake. It's not like what Fang Shi said, can you trust me? Qin Shifeng believed her when he saw her pitiful look. Fang Shi. Sure enough, licking a dog has no brains. At this moment, someone stumbled in from one of the holes, his face was black and blue, and he was obviously poisoned. Zhang Wen yelled, elder brother. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 64 Big Brother, drink mine. Jiangji was taken aback when he saw Zhang Wen, and then said quickly. I've been poisoned. It's a demonic insect about 10 feet long, with compound eyes and poisonous thorns all over my body. When he said this, his expression became more and more painful, and black blood oozed from the corner of his mouth. Shen Jilin's eyes flickered, and she said with a desperate look. You must have been bitten by a unicorn snake. Its poison is extremely severe, and only the blood of the best single spiritual root can detoxify it. Brother Jiangji, drink my blood. Then, he took out the dagger and prepared to cut his fingers. No one knew the specificity of the poison of the unicorn snake, and she had swallowed the detoxification pill in advance before coming here. As long as Jiangji drank her blood, the effect would gradually take effect. At that time, he will definitely give up on himself. Originally, this move was prepared for Qin Shifeng and others, but it was destroyed by Fang Shi, a bitch. But that's okay, after subduing Jiangji, it's safer and more convenient to use his hands to clean up Fang Shi. When she was proud, she heard a bang. Fang Shi put a big pot of blood in front of Jiangji. Elder brother, drink mine. My dosage is large and the effect is sufficient. Jiangji. Although he had been cut off from the outside world during this time, seeing Fang Shi wearing the clothes of a direct disciple of the Xuanshan sect, he knew that this should be his little junior sister. he was surprised and said, "Little junior sister, are you also the best single spiritual root?" Fang Shi smelly nodded shamelessly. "Well, I am the ultimate fire spirit root, and this pot is full of blood that I just let out. The effect is getting better, just drink it." Jiangji looked at the big basin of blood in front of him, and then at Fang Shi's small body. "I am poisoned, I have not become a fool." Shen Jilin said coldly, "Fang Shi, I know you are hostile to me, but now that your life is at stake, I hope you will not be so selfish." Qin Shifeng nodded. "Yes, Fang Shi, now is not the time to fool around, let junior sister Jilin detoxify Jiangji." Xingwu and the others also looked at Fang Shi with some disapproval. Even if you have a personal grudge with Shen Jilin, you can't make fun of Jiangji's life. Only Zhang Wen glanced at Fang Shi, then picked up the big basin, and said to Jiangji, "Eldest brother, hurry up, drink it quickly. It might not be effective if it gets cold." Jiangji. "What happened during my absence from the sect? The fifth junior brother was just out of tune before, but now he seems to have become a second fool." Fang Shi took out a detoxification pill and asked Zhang Wen to feed it to Jiangji. Jiangji smiled wryly. "I've already eaten one just now, but it's useless." Zhang Wen acted as if he didn't hear it, and stuffed it into his throat. Almost made Jiangji vomit. Jiangji. At this time, Fang Shi said slowly, "Eldest brother, I really didn't know this kind of poisonous insect before, but when Shen Jilin mentioned the name of the unicorn snake, I remembered it. I have read relevant records in a classic book. The toxicity of the unicorn snake is quite special, and the detoxification elixir takes effect slowly, and it takes about 2 hours to completely detoxify. Therefore, Shen Jilin made up the blood of the best single spirit root to detoxify, but she just wanted to repay her kindness." Shen Jilin sneered, "Fang Shi, it's hard for you to make up such a set of nonsense. I'm too lazy to argue with you. Brother Jiangji, if you delay any longer, even my blood will not be able to completely remove the toxins in your body, and your cultivation may stagnate or even regress, and you will no longer be able to advance. Whether you drink my blood or not is up to you." Fang Shi really admires Shen Jilin, because she can hit the point very well. For a cultivator, sometimes it is terrible to die without being able to advance. The expression in Jiangji's eyes kept changing. Did he believe the words of the little junior sister or Shen Jilin? Zhang Wensheng was afraid that he would be confused, so he kept banging. "Eldest brother, what little junior sister said must be right. Just listen to her. We are brothers and sisters, can we still harm you? Even if I want to be the top disciple, if I kill you, there are 3 more behind." Jiangji. In the end, he said to Shen Jilin, "Thank you for your kindness, but I'd better listen to my junior sister. If I really lost my life here, I will admit it." He didn't believe in Fang Shi or Zhengwen, but Xiao Beidao. The master's apprentice may not be a genius, but his character must not be wrong, and he will not fight with his life. In addition, although he didn't feel that the toxin was decreasing, at least it wasn't getting worse. This also shows on the side that what Fang Shi said may be correct. Shen Jilin was about to die of anger. But on the face, he said lightly, "Since this is the case, then I have nothing to say. I hope what Fang Shi said is true. After all, there are so many classics, it is normal to have different records occasionally." Fang Shi would never help others wrong him, so he immediately started to tear down Shen Jilin. "Shen Jilin, are you leaving yourself a way out? After a while, when my elder brother is safe and sound, you will say that the record you have seen may be wrong, and you will completely deduce it. Everyone is a genius, is it useful for you to play this one? You must know that the poison of the unicorn snake only needs ordinary detoxification pills, but why do you insist that only your blood can cure it? Very simple. You want my elder brother to owe you a favor, and you want to repay it with grace. I can even speculate irresponsibly that you just brought the group of unicorn snakes here just to make the seniors of the Beastmaster sect also be poisoned by the unicorn snakes. Then, you use this set of rhetoric to invite people's hearts. Yes, I survived only by drinking your blood, can I not be completely devoted to you? Your trick is really clever. I, Fang Shi, feel ashamed." Xingwu was the first to explode, and slapped Shen Jilin. "I knew you didn't hold back any good farts. Still want me to drink your blood? I bother. Even if I drink horse urine, I will not drink your blood, because I am afraid of getting dirty." Qin Shifeng took the palm for Shen Jilin. "Xingwu, the matter is not clear yet, don't be impulsive." Xingwu almost died of anger. Look at Jiangji from the Xuanshan sect, he chose to believe in Fang Shi when his life was at stake, and look at the stupid ass from their beast sect, he is such a fool. If it wasn't for his senior brother, he would have wanted to strangle him to death. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip, you can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog, chapter 65. Shen Jilin glanced at Qin Shifeng gratefully. "Senior brother Qin, thank you for your trust in me. I don't want to explain too much, the clean is clean, I have never harmed you." Qin Shifeng still believed such a feeble explanation. Because he felt that Shen Jilin was the top quality water spirit root and the lover of Hunyuanzong Bailey Muchen, so there was no need to do anything to repay her kindness. Fang Shi must be thinking too much. Shen Jilin smiled at Qin Shifeng. "Senior brother Qin, I still have to meet up with senior brother and the others. We'll talk again after we get out of the secret realm." Qin Shifeng's heart missed a beat, and his voice trembled slightly. "Okay." Shen Jilin was proud of herself. As long as she spent some more time, Qin Shifeng would definitely be devoted to her. Just as she was about to leave, Fang Shi said coldly, "Fifth senior brother, Xingwu senior brother, stop her." Zhang Wen and Xingwu were really obedient and stopped Shen Jilin. Shen Jilin frowned. "Fang Shi, what do you mean?" Fang Shi sneered. "What do you mean? Mu Zuai and the others should go to find Ling Ji, the companion of the unicorn, right? Once they succeed, the monohorn stone will definitely go crazy. Without your amulet, how can we get out? If you want to have a reconciliation with Mu Zuai and the others, you can send us out first, and then you can come in." A look of panic flashed across Shen Jilin's face, and then she became angry from embarrassment. Fang Shi, these are all your speculations, don't deceive others too much. Snapped, snapped. Fang Shi gave her 2 slaps as soon as she went up. Then, he hid behind Zhang Wen, showing his small head. This is really deceiving people too much. Because she moved too fast, and Shen Jilin was not prepared, these 2 slaps were so strong. The face is swollen instantly. Shen Jilin was going crazy with anger. Fang Shi, I'm going to kill you. Fang Shi bared her small white teeth. If you don't shut up, believe it or not, I'll scratch your face. Shen Jilin really didn't dare to speak. Because among the people present, only Qin Shifeng spoke to her. But he is a member of the Beastmaster sect after all, so he may not be on her side at critical times. With a gloomy face, she followed Fang Shi and the others out of the cave. As soon as they came out, Mu Zuai and the others ran out in panic, and rustling sounds came from behind. Fang Shi's expression changed. It must be the unicorn chasing after him. She asked Zhang Wen to carry Jiang Ji on his back, and the 2 of them ran away like girls. Xing Wu and the others also realized this and ran away quickly. Qin Shifeng's heart was shaken for a moment. Could it be true what Fang Shi said? Do not. Junior sister Jilin is not that kind of person. Not long after they ran out, a large group of unicorn snakes twisted their bodies frantically and chased them up. Although they are demon insects, their speed is very fast. Fang Shi felt that even if Shen Jilin took out the fairy beast eggs now, it might be useless, and those unicorn snakes had gone berserk because the guardian spirit plants were stolen. Zhang Wen carried Jiang Ji on his back, so his speed was naturally slower than the others. Fang Shi wanted to accommodate him, so they were quickly left behind by everyone. Jiang Ji said to Zhang Wen, 5th junior brother, you put me down, you and junior sister, go. Zhang Wen gritted his teeth and said, stop talking nonsense. Fang Shi felt that going on like this was not an option, so she said to Little Black Ball. Raising soldiers for 1,000 days and using them for 1 hour, it's your glorious moment of martyrdom. You go and lure them away. Little Black Ball. Listen to yourself, is this called human talk? Of course Fang Shi would not give up on the Little Black Ball, she was just talking. She said to Zhang Wen, 5th senior brother, I will lead him away, you and senior brother wait for me at the place where you met Tian King before. She chose there because it was easier to find and it wasn't too far away. She thought that Zhang Wen would definitely give way, for example, let her go with Jiang Ji behind her back, and he would come to lure away the one-horn stone. In the end, what Zhang Wen agreed to was simply, okay. Then, Yazi ran away. Fang Shi. Don't you pretend you don't even pretend. As everyone knows, Zhang Wen blindly trusts her now, and feels that junior sister seems to be omnipotent. Since she said it, there must be a way to get out of her body. Rather than wasting time, it is better to run quickly. Fang Shi shouted at the group of unicorns, I have what you want, come and chase me. The group of unicorn snakes were mad now, and they all rushed towards Fang Shi. Then, Fang Shi took them and started a marathon run. The exercises she practiced are special, and she can replenish her spiritual power from the outside world at any time, which is inexhaustible. As for physical strength, she has a pot of supplement pills. The best supplement pill she refined is very effective. After eating, my head is no longer dizzy, my legs are no longer weak, and I can run 20 miles in one breath. The group of unicorn snakes were neighing crazily at first, but then they all stopped. I can hardly crawl anymore, what a fart. Fang Shi suddenly stopped running. Because this guy thought of a problem after knowing it. The one-horned stone snake has a single attack method, that is, it relies on those poisonous thorns. But, she is invulnerable to all poisons. As long as you protect the vital parts, play casually. With this realization, the guy stopped running. The group of unicorn snakes also stopped. Conscience of heaven and earth, their amount of exercise today has caught up with the sum of half their lives. This human race can really run. Then, there is the monstrous anger. One of the unicorns rushed towards Fang Shi, the poisonous thorns on its body emitting a faint blue light. It thought to itself, as long as it stabs this human race, it won't eat any carrion this time, it will just swallow her up. Because she is so hateful. Not only stealing Chixia Xiangji, but also exhausting them to death. But it didn't expect Fang Shi to not only run fast, but also to be very dexterous. After chasing for a long time, not only did it not meet Fang Shi, but it tied itself into a knot. What a shame. Fang Shi didn't expect this thing to be so stupid. That's right, these unicorns rely on the venomous stingers, so they probably don't need to worry about their brains when hunting. As time goes by, their brains will not be so bright. At this time, all the remaining unicorn snakes rushed over. No matter how flexible Fang Zai's body is, it is impossible to avoid so many unicorn snakes. Inevitably got stabbed a lot. But still alive and kicking. Even livelier than before. Those unicorns are in a daze. What the hell is this? How not afraid of their stingers? They were already very tired, but now that the stingers didn't work, they wanted to retreat. Fang Shi was not willing to let them run away, it was flames and spiritual power vines, and even used chili noodles, and finally killed 2 of them. The main reason is that the unicorn snakes have strong bodies, and Fang Shi can only attack the weak parts of their bodies, which is greatly restricted. Fang Shi shouted at the unicorns who fled. I didn't steal Chixia Xiangji, it was those people in purple clothes who did it. If you want to get back what belongs to you, if you want revenge, go to them. She didn't want to take the blame for Shen Jilin and the others. Maybe these one-horned stone snakes can really meet people from Hunyuanzong. After those one-horned stones had run away without a trace, Fang Shi sat slumped on the ground. Although she took the supplement pill, she was still very tired after such a toss. Fang Shi is very fortunate, only this group of unicorns have single attack methods, and replaced by other Jindan stage monsters, even one is enough for her to drink a pot. From this she came to a conclusion, more skills do not overwhelm you. After going back, she has to learn more things. Chevron_left previous home index next chevron_right. Tap the screen to use Advanced Tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 66. It's going to find mother now. Fangxi didn't dare to delay for too long, because it was too dangerous to place an order in the secret realm. She put away the corpses of the 2 unicorns, and then galloped towards the place agreed with Zheng Wen. Before arriving at the place, he met Zheng Wen and Jiang Ji head-on. Jiang Ji's face was still a little pale. Although the toxin hadn't been completely eliminated, part of his physical and spiritual strength had already recovered. He was worried about Fangxi and insisted on coming to Fangxi, so Zheng Wen had no choice but to agree. In fact, Zheng Wen was also worried about Fangxi. He even thought about it. If the younger junior sister really died, he would find an opportunity to kill Shen Jilin, and then commit suicide. Of course, it's best for the little junior sister to be alive. Even missing arms and legs or even disfigured will do. As long as you can save your life. If Fangxi knew his heartfelt feelings, she would definitely thank him well. Seeing Fangxi came back alive and kicking, Zheng Wen finally breathed a sigh of relief. Jiang Ji's hanging heart also let go. Fangxi is also really good at acting. After seeing him, he released the 2 unicorn snake corpses and grabbed one with one hand. He walked towards them with a step that the 6 relatives did not recognize. Jiang Ji. Zheng Wen. Fangxi walked up to them and threw the corpses of the 2 unicorns on the ground. Eldest brother, 5th brother, are you hungry? I brought you 2 big worms. You can fry them, or fry them. Jiang Ji and Zheng Wen. Jiang Ji's character is very calm, but now he can't stabilize anymore. Little sister, what's going on here? Fangxi said slowly. It's nothing, I just took them for a few laps. Most of these unicorns don't exercise much at ordinary times, and eventually they can't run anymore. I killed 2 and brought them back. In fact, as long as I think about it, the remaining ones will not survive, but I have the virtue of living, so I didn't kill them all. Jiang Ji and Zheng Wen thought she was talking nonsense. The 2 inspected the body of the unicorn snake, and found that the wounds were all on the eyes and the 3rd joint of the abdomen, and most of them were caused by using the fire and spiritual power, simmering slowly over a low heat. From this point of view, it was really Fangxi who killed her. Just outrageous. Zheng Wen's acceptance is higher. After all, he has been with Fangxi for so long, and he knows that she has some unique methods. Jiang Ji suffered a huge mental shock. He just discovered that although Zheng Wen has not advanced yet, his cultivation is much stronger than before. Not to mention anything else, the speed of escape is much faster than before. Little junior sister is even more amazing. Although he was in the chi refining stage, and his Danshan was still injured, he was able to retreat from the siege of several unicorn snakes, and even killed 2 of them. It seems that his mid-golden core seems to be a waste. Seeing that his face was still pale, Fangxi found a place sheltered from the wind and asked him to meditate and adjust his breath. He also gave him a plate of pills to replenish his physical and spiritual strength. No way, she doesn't have so many small porcelain vases, so she can only use local materials in the big kitchen. He also said in his mouth, eldest brother, don't feel too little, I will give you another pot when you return to the sect. Jiang Ji looked confused and shocked. No. Isn't our Xuanshan sect notoriously a poor sect? A bigu pill would wish to be split into 8 petals to eat, are all the pills put in plates and pots now? I've only been out for training for half a year, right? Not thousands of years. Zheng Wen saw that he looked like he had never seen the world, and curled his lips. If you knew that these elixirs were all made by my junior sister, and that she could make the best elixirs, wouldn't it scare you to death? Jiang Ji meditated and adjusted his breath, while Fangxi and Zheng Wen took turns to be vigilant. At this time, a few miles away, Shen Jilin and the others saw that the one-horned stone snake had not caught up, so they all stopped and did not run. Shen Jilin thought to herself, with Jiang Ji being the drag, maybe Fangxi and the others have already been eaten by the unicorn snake. That's the best way, so she won't have to bother. She asked Mu Zawai, brother, did you get Chixia Xiangji? Mu Zawai said with a smile, well, we have picked 6 flowers in total, and with the rarity of this kind of spiritual plant, it is estimated that they can be sold for a good price. Junior sister, you have made great contributions this time, so out of the 6 flowers, you will get 3, and we will share the rest equally. As he spoke, he took out the Chixia Xiangji that he picked. Shen Jilin smiled, senior brother, you are too out of touch, let's share it equally. As soon as she said this, both Mu Zawai and the others were very happy. The 3rd senior brother, Mo Shuyuan, even kept praising Shen Jilin for her good luck, and she would be able to get rich by following her. Several others also joined in. At this moment, a rustling sound sounded, and the group of one-horned stone snakes surrounded them. It was a coincidence that when Fangxi was walking these unicorn snakes, she happened to come around Shen Jilin and the others. Fangxi really didn't do it on purpose, she just focused on walking the bugs without looking at the direction at all. Originally, these unicorn snakes wanted to go back to the cave, but they smelled the aroma of Chixia Xiangji, so they followed the smell to find it. Seeing that the clothes Shen Jilin and the others were wearing were the same as what Fangxi said, they immediately became furious. Even if Shen Jilin took out the fairy beast egg, she couldn't make the one-horned stone snake retreat. These few people from the Hunyuanzong were unlucky. Except for Shen Jilin, who was not injured much, everyone else died. In the end, there was no way, Mu Zawai returned the 6 Chixia Xiangji to the one-horned stone snake, and then escaped in embarrassment. Mo Shuyuan and the others felt their faces hurt while running. They even felt for a moment that what Fangxi said might be right, as long as they got close to Shen Jilin, they would be in bad luck. Isn't this a ready-made example? After busying for a long time, I didn't get the bullshit, and even got injured all over my body. If I had known this earlier, I might as well dig out other spiritual plants safely, why bother to provoke the unicorn? Seeing their expressions, Shen Jilin also guessed a little bit, and felt very annoyed. Fangxi, it's all Fangxi's fault. If it wasn't for her, she would have made a contract with Little Phoenix a long time ago, and she would have been able to get Jixia Xiangji smoothly, and maybe even Jiangji and Qin Shifeng would be able to make Jiangji and Qin Shifeng grateful to themselves. Fang Shi, sooner or later I will kill you. Ellipsis. At this moment, a chubby little grey bird popped up where the phoenix had originally nirvana. It looked around mischievously, and after confirming that there was no one there, it flew forward with its small wings fluttering. It figured it out. Fang Shi is definitely not her mother. She is its godmother. This does not conflict with its inheritance. So, it's going to find its mother now. In order to prevent the woman with the water-spread root from asking it for fire marrow, it changed its hair. What a clever little ghost it is. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 67. Where did the stupid bird come from? The little fat bird flew and flew, but did not find Fang Shi, but met Shen Jilin. The little chubby bird stared at the little mung bean and thought, is this the arrangement of fate or the evil fate of the previous life? I'm going to do it the other way around. I will not choose you. My weight of 1.5 catties is 2 catties against the bone. Shen Jilin really saw the little chubby bird squatting on the tree, but she didn't take it seriously at all. It was just a low-level fire-breathing crow. The same waist as Fang Shi. After the little chubby bird stared at little Meng Dao and watched Shen Jilin and the others walk away, he embarked on the road of finding his mother again. On the other side, after Fang Shi waited for Jiangji to meditate and adjust his breath, he asked, brother, how did you get into this secret realm? Jiangji said, 2 months ago I went to the Panshi wasteland to catch inkstone rats. This kind of monster is more valuable alive, so I didn't kill them, but put them in a cage after being fainted. When the number of arrests is almost the same, I am ready to return to the sect. I didn't expect to enter a large formation by mistake. I know very little about the formation, and I can break out of the formation after trying several times. Later, I had an idea and let the inkstone mice out. Unexpectedly, they actually dug a tunnel. I wasted all my strength and managed to follow them out of the formation. Before he had time to be happy, he was teleported here and was injured by the poisonous thorn of the unicorn snake. Speaking of this, Jiangji sighed. Unfortunately, all those inkstone rats have disappeared. At least 100,000 spread stones have been lost. Originally, I wanted to help Master make up for the shortfall, but I returned empty-handed. Fang Shi said with a smile, brother, a mere 100,000 spread stones is nothing at all. As long as you come back safely, it's better than anything else. Jiangji. A mere. Master's new junior sister doesn't seem to know the sufferings of the world. However, at least caring about him is enough. Fang Shi is so smart, you can tell what he is thinking just by looking at him, so he glanced at Zhang Wen. You will understand in seconds. Let me blow it for you. Eldest brother, you just came back, and you still don't know the great achievements of our little junior sister. Fang Shi was very satisfied. He can take the blame and brag about it. Fifth senior brother can deal with this person. However, her mind was not on this, but on another matter. The Panshi wasteland is thousands of miles away from Turtle Mountain. How could Jiangji be teleported here? And what happened to the teleportation array at the bottom of the pool? She inexplicably felt that there was an indescribable weirdness in the secret place of Turtleback Mountain. But in the book, Shen Jilin didn't encounter any danger and went out safely. Did she think too much? While she was thinking about it, Zhang Wen was almost foaming at the mouth. While bragging about Fang Shi, he didn't forget to put some gold on his face. Jiangji almost welded his stunned eyes onto his face. Junior sister, you are truly a genius. As for fifth junior brother, let's make do with it. At this moment, Xingwu ran over yelling. Fang Shi, it's great that you're all right. I'm so worried. Originally, I wanted to go back and save you, but my senior brother. Cough cough. Qin Shifeng coughed twice, and Xingwu swallowed the rest of the words. He was telling the truth. After running for a certain distance, he found that Fang Shi and the others hadn't followed, so he wanted to go back to help. In the end, it was stopped by Qin Shifeng. When is this? It's good to be able to take care of fellow apprentices. You still want to save others. Hurry up. Besides, that Fang Shi is full of bad ideas. Do you still need your help? Exclamation mark. It will be a burden if you go. It has to be said that as long as Shen Jilin is not present, Qin Shifeng's IQ is still online. Only then did Xingwu follow Qin Shifeng and the others and run away. However, after running for a certain distance, I still felt uncomfortable and insisted on going back. Qin Shifeng reluctantly agreed when he saw that the one-horned stone snake hadn't chased after him. As a result, they didn't find Fang Shi and the others after they returned, and they didn't expect to meet them here. Xingwu felt a little embarrassed, and his eyes averted. Fang Shi didn't take it seriously. She and Xingwu had a friendship, but it wasn't to the point where he would risk his life to save her. She smiled and said, it's just a bunch of little bugs, of course they can't do anything to us. You guys came just in time. Do your beastmasters collect bugs? How much are these two worth? After finishing speaking, the guy threw the bodies of the 2 unicorn snakes in front of them. The eyes of Xingwu and the others almost popped out. Not to mention that Jiangji was poisoned. Even if he wasn't poisoned, the 3 of Xuanshnong couldn't do it with their strength. After they checked the fatal injuries, their expressions became more complicated. These 2 unicorn snakes suffered a lot before they died. The wounds are all baked. When they learned from Zhang Wen that the 2 unicorn snakes were killed by Fang Shi alone, their expressions became even more shocked. Fang Shi, how did she do it? Fang Shi said in a powerful voice. By the way, I fought them for rounds at that time. The sky was dark, the sun and the moon were dark, flying sand and flying stones. Xingwu and others. We suddenly don't want to hear about the process. Fang Shi murmured for a while, then said with a smile, after talking for a long time, will you accept this stuff? Qin Shifeng thought for a while and said, I definitely want to accept it. The key is the price. Fang Shi stretched out a slap. 50,000 should be enough. Qin Shifeng frowned. 50 pieces. It's too expensive. If it's 50 pieces, I can apply with Zongman. Unicorns are strange insects that have not been recorded in ancient books, and 50 pieces are not expensive. Fang Shi. How valuable is this worm? I knew how many more people would be killed. However, Fang Shi only sold one to Qin Shifeng, and kept the other for himself. After Yushiman spread the news, she will sit down and raise the price to sell this item. Qin Shifeng didn't have that much money, so he paid a deposit of spread stones first. Jiangji. Suddenly don't want to talk. I worked so hard to catch rats in the rock wasteland for 2 months, but the result was nothing. Now the little junior sister has earned 25 casually. No wonder people say a mere 10 yuan. People have the confidence. Fang Shi is in a good mood after making money, and invites everyone to drink seafood porridge. Before she came back from the realm, she had someone boil a lot of seafood porridge and put it in the storage ring. It was getting dark now, and everyone was indeed hungry. Jiangji took a sip and almost cried happily. It turns out that there is such a delicious porridge in this world. Junwen curled his lips. Look at you who have never seen the world. I'm tired of drinking. So, from now on, he will follow the little junior sister every step of the way. He will go wherever junior sister goes. He is the shadow of junior sister. He completely forgot how he disliked Fang Shi back then. The people from Yushiman were a little cautious at first, or a little guilty. After all, they didn't help Fang Shi and the others before. But Fang Shi is very good at adjusting the atmosphere, and what she said makes people feel very comfortable. They also let go, and their impression of Fang Shi became better. Even Qin Shifeng sincerely felt that Fang Shi's character was worthless. While chatting, Xingwu said, why have the people from Wanjianmen remained silent? I don't know where they went. Junwen has always been at odds with him, so he pouted immediately. The secret realm is so big, isn't it normal that we can't meet him? Maybe he's going to make a fortune. Although Xingwu knew that what he said was right, he still started to argue with him, and the two had a heated argument. Both Jiangji and Qin Shifeng saw the worry and helplessness of the same old father on each other's faces. Fang Shi was holding her chin to watch the excitement when she heard a bird chirping. Chirp. Chirp. Fang Shi looked up, and there was a chubby grey bird squatting on a tree not far away. Junwen also saw it, and wondered, where did the silly bird come from? Silly, little phoenix, bird. You are a fool. Your whole family is a fool. The little chubby bird flapped its wings and flew forward for a while, then turned back to Fang Shi. Paw, paw. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 68 Fang Shi, you heartless girl. The voice of the little black ball came from within Fang Shi's consciousness. If you don't have anything to show your courtesy, you can either rape or steal. Definitely not safe. Do not go. Fang Shi was still a little hesitant at first, but after hearing what Xiao said, she decided to take a look. Because the tone of the little black ball is not ordinary. Sour. In addition, Fang Shi felt that although the little fat bird was not so different from the little phoenix, the eyes were too similar. She couldn't help but think about it. Fang Shi stood up and said to Jiangji, brother, I'll go over there and have a look. Jiangji didn't think much about it, and just told her to be more careful. Junwen's heart was sour. The junior sister told him everything before, but now that the senior brother is back, he is standing aside. Could it be that what he has done badly recently has made my junior sister pick it up? When Junwen was reflecting here, Fang Shi had already followed the little fat bird to the woods not far away. The little fat bird jumped to the ground and said in a sticky voice, Mother. A pair of little mung bean eyes are full of admiration. Fang Shi. She couldn't help rubbing her forehead. I'm not your mother, you're looking for the wrong person, no, you're looking for the wrong bird. The little fat bird mumbled 2 words, damn, mother. Fang Shi. The little black ball jumped out, Godmother. You can't even be a grandma. Get out of here. The little chubby bird squinted at the mung bean and glanced at the little black ball, then hugged Fang Shi's ankle with the chubby wings. Mom, no, let's go. When Fang Shi was hesitating, the little fat bird said in a sticky voice, Mother, alchemy, fire. After thinking about it for a while, Fang Shi understood what the little fat bird meant. His phoenix fire could help her make alchemy. If so, it can be accepted. The little black ball simply exploded with anger. Didn't you say that thousands of pets are only given to me? Didn't you say that Ruo Shui only takes 1 scoop from 3,000? You heartless woman. You scumbag. I want to break with you. Fang Shi said slowly with divine sense. I only have you as a spiritual pet now, and you do all the dirty work, so I thought about taking another one to help you. Besides, you are the spirit of chaos, and you don't even have a helper you can use, so I feel a little wrong for you. Since you don't want to, forget it, I didn't want to take this little fat bird. Before she finished speaking, the little black ball interrupted her words. My wise and kind master, I was joking with you just now. Although this little chubby bird is stupid, but it is a phoenix, maybe it can help you master. You'd better take it. Very good. As long as you accept this silly bird, all the dirty work will be its property. Usually I can still put on a show and play like a boss. Simply delicious. A smile flashed in Fang Shi's eyes, and she said to the little fat bird. I can accept you, but you don't want to call me a mother anymore, call me master, you know. The little chubby bird nodded and chirped, Master, man. Forget it, as long as the mother is happy. It doesn't matter what it's called. Anyway, being a mother for a day is a mother for life. Fang Shi didn't know what was going on in his little head, so he immediately signed a contract with it. But this time, a tribulation thunder descended from the outside of Guibei Mountain. It caused a commotion from the crowd outside. Shen Jilin must have contracted Phoenix. Her luck is too strong. She is the best water spirit route, of course Phoenix will choose her. I used to think that Xuanshnong's Fengshi fortune is also good, but now it seems that it is still not as good as Shen Jilin. Not to mention anything else, Fengshi didn't even enter the secret realm, let alone a contracted Phoenix. That's right, Xuanshnong didn't go in alone, I really didn't expect it. Ellipsis. After Fengshi signed the contract with Little Fat Bird, they will be able to communicate with their spiritual consciousness. The Little Fat Bird said nonchalantly. Master, we can finally be together. I am so happy. It is worthwhile for me to come all the way to find you. Fengshi. Let's not talk about anything else. This secret realm is only a few hundred miles away at most. Where did you get tens of thousands of miles? Fengshi was about to ask about alchemy, when Zhang Wen's scream came from a distance. Feng's eyes face changed, and he quickly returned to the original place with the wooden sword in his hand. However, no one is missing. All that was left was a bonfire that was still burning. What she was worried about still happened. There is indeed a problem with this secret realm. She took a deep breath and forced herself to calm down. After a while, he asked the Little Fat Bird, is there any special place in this secret realm? If something goes wrong, there must be a demon, and perhaps a breakthrough can be found. The Little Fat Bird said cautiously. I just broke my shell, and I'm not very familiar with this place. The Little Fat Bird was very scared. It was afraid that Fengshi would anger it. After all, it was the one who led Fengshi away. Fengshi saw what it was thinking, and said, don't worry, I don't blame you, only incompetent people would take their anger out on others. Besides, if you hadn't called me away, I might have been taken too. The Little Fat Bird was moved and cried. Mother is so nice. Sure enough, it was right not to choose that superb woman. The female cultivator of the best water spirit route is called the best girl for short, there is nothing wrong with it. The little black ball glanced at the Little Fat Bird, and wanted to say something sarcastic, but swallowed it back. The smelly girl is in a bad mood now, so don't let her get into trouble. Fengshi decided to go too. One horned stone flying to ask. Their land uses, maybe they can know some clues. There's no way, she has no acquaintances here, so she can only look for acquaintances. She found the cave of the monoclad, stood at the entrance and called. Anyone out of breath, come out, otherwise, I'll let the smoke choke you to death. The unicorns who are rescuing Chixia Xiangxi in the cave. Yashu. The pervert who can run faster than them with more than 100 legs is chasing after them. Fengshi continued to shout, come out. I'm just asking you something, I'll leave after I'm done. The unicorns struggled for a while, but finally crawled out. Although they are really not afraid of smoke, but the female devil may have other bad water, so let's come out and have a look. Fengshi cut to the chase. Just now, my person disappeared in an instant. Do you know who or what might have done it? Fengshi saw that their compound eyes were full of clear stupidity, so she had to change the way of asking. Is there anything special here? For example, the aura is particularly strong or thin, or is there any magic energy? After a long silence, finally a unicorn neighed twice. Fengshi was overjoyed. Take me there. Unicorn snake, why? Fengshi let the Little Fat Bird out. You have reason to convince it. The Little Fat Bird spit fire at the one-horned stone snake. The one-horned rock strode out with more than 100 legs at the same time in an instant, and it flew like flying. Although the little chubby bird is only a phoenix cub, the worm is naturally afraid of birds. This is the suppression of his blood. Fengshi followed closely behind. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 69 Believe in Fengshi, get eternal life. After more than an hour, Fengshi was led to a very desolate place by the one-horned stone. There are ruins and weeds are overgrown. The most striking thing is a collapsed mountain gate with 3 ancient characters on it. Others may not recognize it, but Fengshi has already learned the ancient characters through the jade sips in the Sea of Consciousness. It says, Cloud Sect. Fengshi was taken aback. She really knows this Cloud Sect. Because Elder Duanmo mentioned in class that there was a super sect in the Northern Territory continent back then, the Yunsha sect. The 4 major sects can only be regarded as younger brothers in front of others. But overnight, the entire Cloud sect disappeared strangely, leaving no trace behind. I didn't expect to see it in the secret place of Guibei Mountain. With Fengshi's dazed effort, the one-horned rock ran away, as if there was a ghost chasing after it. Fengshi ignored it, bowed respectfully to the mountain gate of Yunshazong, and then walked in. As she walked and watched, she could infer from the ruins how glorious the Yunsha sect was in the past, but it is a pity that it has become a thing of the past after all. Still the same sentence, time can make everything, and it can also obliterate everything. The scene in front of her gave her a deeper understanding of this sentence. Then, she had an epiphany. In the dark and damp underground palace, Junwen and others were locked in a cage. Let's just say, we are also direct disciples, we were caught and put in a dog cage. Not only is Fengshi safe and sound, but also, she has an epiphany. Simply, off the charts. Shen Jilin's eyes were full of jealousy, she couldn't figure out why this happened. She is so lucky, how can she be unlucky one after another recently? Now I was caught here again by those ghosts. Fengshi. It's all Fengshi's fault. Kill her, she must be killed. But this time, many people were locked in the cage, except for Fengshi, all the people who entered the secret realm this time were here. There are more than people standing outside the cage. In fact, it is not accurate to say that they're people. Their feet are suspended and their bodies are translucent. They were also looking at Fengshi through something like a teleportation stone. An old man at the head said, "This little girl is quite polite, she knows how to pay homage to the gate of our Cloud sect. Interesting. Leave her alone and look at these little things." After speaking, those people all floated to the cage. The old man smiled, even with a little kindness on his face. Children, don't be afraid, just wait for a while. You will live in the world in another form, immortal. Xingwu immediately cursed, fuck your shit. Don't you just want us to become monsters like you? Don't think about it. The young master will not surrender even if he dies. Junwen looked at him silently, what a shame. At this time, you are still stubbornly resisting. Are you afraid that you will not die fast enough? Of course, he would have done the same in the past. But it's different now, he is a smart person who has been educated by his junior sister. Sure enough, the old man just waved his hand lightly, and Xingwu screamed again and again, curled up on the ground, twitching constantly. Qin Shifeng and the other disciples of Yushimen could do nothing in a hurry. Their spiritual power was imprisoned, and they couldn't use the storage ring, so they couldn't take out medicine to relieve Xingwu's pain. The old man still had a smile on his face, which was an extraordinarily cruel smile. I just like the vigor of you children, unlike us who have been worn down by the years. You can only deal with one person at a time, and you choose the order yourself. If not, then I will be the only one to appoint the candidate. Seeing that the old man was looking at her with vague eyes, Shen Zhilin's heart skipped a beat, and she said to Mu Zuwai. Brother, let the casual cultivators go first. Mu Zuwai froze for a moment, then nodded, picked up a casual cultivator and pushed him to the front. Although everyone's cultivation was imprisoned, he was a Jindan cultivation base, and his body was far stronger than those casual cultivators in the foundation establishment stage. The casual cultivator couldn't break free at all. The old man smiled, and asked someone to carry the loose cultivator out. Then, everyone heard the man's screams, which were extremely shrill. Next, Mu Zuwai launched another casual cultivator. San Shu Tian King shivered and hid in the corner of the cage. He knew that it would be his turn soon. He looked at Fengxi above the shadow transmission stone, with the last glimmer of hope in his heart. But he changed his mind in an instant. It's better not to let Fengxi in, she will never be the opponent of these ghosts, alone, so hurry up and run. Jiangji also had the same thought, he just wanted little junior sister to get out of here quickly, because little junior sister has no chance of winning at all, why risk her life? Junwen is not the case, he kept praying to God and worshipping Buddha in his heart, hoping that the little junior sister would find this place quickly. He has blind confidence in Fengxi now, if he hadn't been so scruples about the way of heaven, he would have wanted to shout. Believe in Fengxi, you will live forever. Probably because he heard his heart, Fengxi came to an epiphany. Fengxi was a little annoyed, she was here to save people, why did she suddenly realize that she was so confused? Ugh. This person's understanding is too good to be a burden. Fengxi frowned, there must be formations here, but she didn't know anything about formations. There is only one way to find Junwen and them quickly. The guy raised his hands high and said crisply. Hey, is someone coming to catch me? I promise I won't resist at all, I just want to die with my brother and the others. It's risky for you to keep me alive, isn't it? Just take me away too. The little chubby bird squatting on her shoulder also weakly raised its little wings. Chirp, chirp. Fengxi doesn't have a spirit animal bag now, so the little fat bird can only squat on her shoulders. Everyone in the dungeon. The old man snorted softly, bring her down. I wanted her to live a little longer, but I didn't expect to chase her to death. Soon, 2 persons appeared in front of Fengxi. She smiled and said, here we come. Master Piao, I've been waiting for you for a long time. What do I need to do, should I choke myself out? 2 Piao. What a god, Mr. Piao. Besides, your cooperation made us a little panicked. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip, you can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog, chapter 70 the damn fate. After the 2 Piao was stunned for a moment, they imprisoned Fengxi's spiritual power. They didn't do anything to the little fat bird, it's too weak. One finger can crush it to death. Then, she took Fengxi with her and disappeared in place. Fengxi was very surprised to see that these Piao were able to teleport her with her. It is estimated that they were able to take Junwen and others away in an instant with this ability. Whoops, if I can learn this teleportation ability, I will be awesome. Little black ball. Shouldn't you be thinking about how to save your life? Are you still thinking about this? Soon, Fengxi was brought into the underground palace. Fengxi saw the remaining Piao and Junwen who were locked in the cage. In addition, she also saw the magic weapon similar to the image transfer stone. She couldn't help being thankful that the little black ball wasn't released just now, otherwise someone would have discovered it. After the little fat bird sensed her thoughts, she thought to herself, it turns out that Donkey Dung is shameful. Snort. See how angry I am with you in the future. If the little black ball knew that the little fat bird had given it a unique nickname, he would probably die of rage without the little fat bird saying anything else. However, it is now more concerned about what the unscrupulous master will do next. Fengxi first waved at the people in the cage. What a coincidence, you are here. This damn fate. Everyone. It is indeed a damn fate. Let's burp together. After Fengxi greeted them, she walked up to the old man and bowed. You are a senior of Yunshazong, right? The junior Xuanshnong Fengxi greeted you. The old man stroked his translucent beard and nodded. Should I say that this Fengxi is much better than those in the cage, at least he can speak human language. Look at those people who call him an old monster or an old man, or this Fengxi is more polite. Senior, I don't know what your name is. Old man, Feng Shaoshan. It turned out to be Senior Feng. I would like to ask you, what are you going to do by inviting these people in the cage? Everyone in the cage, are you sure we were invited here? Feng Shaoshan smiled. They're all the proud sons of heaven with outstanding aptitude. The old man can't bear to see them practice hard and fail to find the right way, so he plans to transform them into existences like us. They will not live or die, and will never die. After hearing this, Feng Shi was moved. Senior Feng, you are really a kind person. There are not many kind people like you in this world. Feng Shaoshan. What you said made me feel a little guilty. Inside the cage, Shen Jilin revealed a look of contempt. She thought Feng Shi had some ability, but it turned out that she was just flattering her to survive. This time, she must ruthlessly trample Feng Shi, that bitch, under her feet. Zhang Wen watched with shining eyes. Junior sister is going to make a big move. Zhu Tianjue was so unlucky last time. But this time, Feng Shi continued to say. Senior Feng, since there is such a good thing, let me try it first. My aptitude is poor, my danshan is almost useless, and there is no hope for me to practice. It is a great blessing for me to become an immortal body like you. Where do you think you should start? Is it necessary to bleed first, then peel the skin, and remove the meat? Feng Shaoshan. Those people also said that I am a pervert. This is a pervert. But it's understandable, her danshan is damaged, and she has no hope of advancing, so she naturally wants to seize this opportunity. He nodded. Okay, then let you come first. Feng Shi expressed gratitude. Thank you, Senior Feng, for your fulfillment. This junior has nothing to repay, so let me kowtow to you. Feng Shi said that she was about to kneel down. Feng Shaoshan felt a little funny. Those people in the cage avoided them. This little girl is lucky, she took the initiative to send it to her door. When he was thinking about it, he never expected that Feng Shi's left and right hands would form seals at the same time. The spiritual power vines wrapped around the old man's ankles, and the spiritual power flames attacked Feng Shaoshan's vital parts. At the same time, the little fat bird also spewed out a cloud of phoenix fire at Feng Shaoshan. The old man screamed in an instant, and his body began to become blurred visible to the naked eye. Feng Shi breathed a sigh of relief. She was right. She has been analyzing continuously since she entered the underground palace. The secret realm is so big, these people will not hide in the underground palace for no reason, and they even choose night to catch people. There should be only one reason, they're afraid of light. Since they are afraid of light, they're probably also afraid of fire. This can be seen from the lighting of the underground palace. All the magic tools are used, and no torches are used. Even if he is not afraid of ordinary fire, the phoenix fire of the little fat bird is definitely useful. That's why she acted like this. As it turned out, she was right. Feng Shi took out the spirit binding rope and tied Feng Shaoshan 3 or 2 times. Since the spiritual power vines are effective, it means that this thing also absorbs spiritual energy for cultivation, and the spiritual binding rope must be useful. Feng Shi held the old man hostage, the flame in his hand kept jumping, and said to the remaining RPO. Stand back, or I'll burn him to death. I don't believe there is anything immortal. Even if he can't die, let him suffer. Those RPO glared at Feng Shi, but they all backed away. Feng Shaoshan smiled wryly. The old man really hunts geese all year round, but today he was blinded by Shaoyan. Little girl, you are very capable. The old man confessed. How about this, let me let you out, let's just treat it as a misunderstanding, how about it? Feng Shi giggled. Feng Shaoshan was so terrified by her laughter. Do you think I'm a 3-year-old? If I let you go, you will catch us back. After all, in this secret realm, as long as it is night, it is your world. Well, wait until dawn. Let's go at dawn, how about we don't violate the river water? Feng Shaoshan nodded, okay. Feng Shi pouted at those RPO, let our people go. Those RPO stared at her fiercely, and one of them said. If you let them all go, what if you are not good for Elder Feng? Feng Shi blinked her eyes. This is easy to handle, you keep Shen Jilin, who has the best water spirit root, in the cage as a hostage, and let the others go. She has the best qualifications, and we will definitely not abandon her. Shen Jilin. Feng Shi, this bitch must have done it on purpose. Regardless of what she thinks, those RPO agreed. But this time, both Mu Zuo and Qin Shifeng took the initiative to stand up and take Shen Jilin's place as hostages. Feng Shi couldn't help but TSK, the courage of licking a dog is invincible. However, those RPO did not agree and insisted on making Shen Jilin a hostage. Soon, everyone was released except Shen Jilin. Zhang Wen hurriedly ran to Feng Zai's side, and said bluffing. Little junior sister, I knew you would definitely come to save me. Although Jiangji didn't speak, he looked at Feng Shi with gratitude and admiration. Junior sister, you are truly a god. Others came over to thank them one after another, even Mu Zuo and the others came over awkwardly. They had seen Feng Shi keep talking nicely to Feng Shaoshan, and they thought Feng Shi was greedy for life and afraid of death, but they didn't expect him to be playing tricks. They are narrow. Shen Jilin in the cage looked at Feng Shi who was surrounded by everyone, bit her lips, and her nails were embedded in the flesh of her palm. She is not afraid of being a hostage, nor is she afraid of being reformed by those Apiao. Because she has a way out. Originally, she wanted to wait for those casual cultivators to die before taking Mu Zuo and others away, and then let them be grateful to her. But all of this was ruined by Feng Shi. Feng Shi, you bitch. Damn it. There are 2 more chapters, I will revise it and post it again. Close black lens bracket. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 71. Shen Jilin quickly calmed down, because she felt that those RPO would not give up so easily. Feng Shi and the others will definitely be arrested again. At that time, if she makes a move again, Qin Shifeng and others can also make Qin Shifeng and others feel grateful to her, and get rid of Feng Shi by the way. Thinking of this, a sneer appeared on the corner of her mouth. Feng Shi, even if you jump around in front of me again, you are still just a clown. Just as she was thinking, she heard Feng Shi say to Feng Shaoshan. Senior Feng, I have no choice but to do this, I hope you can understand. Anyway, if you are idle, so tell me about the Yunxia sect. Fang Shaoshan snorted coldly. Obviously he didn't want to talk to her. If it was someone else, I would definitely be embarrassed to say anything at this time. But Fang Shi said with a smile as if nothing happened. You should have seen my epiphany just now, right? Do you know what I realized? Fang Shaoshan was really curious and asked, what did you realize? Fang Shi bared her small white teeth. Yes. Fang Shaoshan. If I had known that this girl's film was such a bad thing, I should have stuffed it in the cage when I came in just now. Senior Fang, I was just joking with you, are you really angry? Now I have to talk about you. You should be quite old when you belch farts at your age, and you have lived in the secret realm for so many years, and the skill of concentrating your energy is too bad. Fang Shaoshan. Burp, live. This girl's film is either uneducated, or she is deliberately embarrassing him. Fang Shi continued to babble. When I saw the ruins of Yunxiaozong, I felt an inexplicable sadness in my heart. In a trance, I seemed to see the glory of the Yunxiao sect that day, as if I was also one of them. High-spirited and proud. Then, I had an epiphany. Tell me, what did I realize? I can't tell either. But didn't you realize something? I just had an epiphany. You say, is it annoying? Fang Shaoshan. Everyone who listened with pricked ears. Originally, they wanted to learn from it, and maybe they would have an epiphany after opening their minds. The result is this. Fang Shi rested her chin on her face looking forward to it. Senior Fang, when I was enlightened, I saw that our Yunxia sect covers an area of 10 acres and has a total of 100 disciples. It's really amazing. Fang Shaoshan almost died of anger. Even a small sect has more than this little territory, this little people. He sneered. You really underestimated my cloud sect. My Yunxiao sect covers an area of 1 million acres and has millions of disciples. What a glory, what a glory. However, it collapsed overnight and sank into the ground, with dead bodies everywhere and blood flowing like a river. When Fang Shaoshan said this, his eyes turned red, and he looked like he was insane. If it wasn't for Jiang Ji and Qin Shifeng's joint restraint, he might even break free from the spread binding. Although the rest of RPR were not as crazy as him, they all had red eyes and grim and painful expressions on their faces. Jiang Ji and the others did not dare to speak, for fear of irritating them. After half an hour, Fang Shaoshan and the others calmed down. Then, Fang Shi smashed the table with his palm. Unacceptable. It's so inhumane. It's so fucking inhuman. If you let me know who did this, I'll skin him, squeeze his tendons, drink his blood, and even bled the rats who didn't open their eyes one by one. Everyone. No, what are you excited about? You are not from the Cloud sect. Seeing that everyone was looking at her, Fang Shi took a deep breath. I just can't stand such injustice. Shouldn't we monks draw our swords to help when we see injustice? The Yunxiao sect was brutally destroyed for no reason, shouldn't we be filled with righteous indignation? As soon as Fang Zai's voice fell, Zheng Wen said. Junior sister, you are right. I am also so angry that I am speechless. Jiang Ji, well, me too. Everyone. You two really enjoyed it. I don't know if Fang Zai's words had an effect, but Fang Shaoshan's expression softened a lot. He sighed, you little girl, don't you just want to know our origin? Well, let me tell you. The laws of heaven are not fair, my Yunxia sect has never done anything wrong, yet I have been exterminated. We are not convinced, we are not reconciled, we resent. By chance and coincidence, we turned into resentment. Unborn, undead, immortal. Hearing this, the faces of Musawa and others changed. They had heard of resentment, but there were very few relevant records in the classics, basically it was consistent with what Fang Shaoshan said. When Fang Shi heard this, she was puzzled and said, since eternity is immortal, why did you accept my threat just now? Fang Shaoshan's tone was complicated. As you said, although I can't die, I am also afraid of suffering. The burning of the flame is very painful for us resentment spirit. Fang Shi had a hypocritical apology on his face. I'm sorry, you can continue talking. Fang Shaoshan. We have lived in this dark underground palace for thousands of years, until a few days ago, we finally waited for the time for the Phoenix to Nirvana. We plan to use the secret realm to open up and find someone who is destined. As long as he promises to help us investigate the reason for the collapse of the Yunxiao sect that day, we will offer all the treasures of the Yunxiao sect. The transformation mentioned before is just testing you. If you don't believe me, you can go out and have a look. The few people who were raised before just passed out. Everyone was stunned. I never dreamed that things would turn around like this. Immediately someone went out to check, and sure enough, they saw those casual cultivators who had fainted. However, everyone still doubted Fang Shaoshan's words. Fang Shaoshan smiled wryly. Whether you believe it or not, what I said is true. Resentment is eternal, but we have lived enough. If we want to die, there is only one way, and that is to eliminate resentment. Therefore, only by finding out the truth about Yunxiaozong's extermination, can we be freed. If not, why should I put you in a cage and kill you directly? He asked one of the resentful spirits to release Shen Jilin. Only then did everyone believe it. Fang Shaoshan asked again, are any of you willing to be this predestined person? Everyone was moved. Even Shen Jilin was no exception. The Yunxiao sect is a super sect, and the treasures left behind are even more than the sum of the 4 major sects combined. Fang Shi blinked her eyes. I treat money like dung. I'm not interested. I abstain. Just kidding, such a big sect collapsed overnight. How strong is the enemy? It was so powerful at the beginning, but now tens of thousands of years have passed, it must be even more powerful. Still looking for others to find out the truth. Almost to die. Besides, the crime of Waibi, if the news of getting the treasure of Yunxiaozong spread, let alone the northern territory, even the people from the southern territory would have to carry their flying boats to grab it all night. She is not yet fully fledged, so she can't do such a stupid thing that invites disaster. Fang Shaoshan smiled. Then you quit. The old man will ask a question for the rest of the people, and the one who gives the correct answer first will be the predestined person. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 72 We have a flying mother. Fang Shaoshan pondered for a moment, then said, My Yunshao sect was famous for making talismans back then, so this question is related to talisman seals. The old man asked someone to take out a talisman. If anyone among you can name this talisman, it is a destined person. There were indeed a few talisman makers among the crowd, but they all looked dazed. Because they don't know each other at all. A look of disappointment appeared on Fang Shaoshan's face involuntarily. Although this kind of talisman may have been lost, as a qualified talisman maker, one can infer the approximate use from the basic texture of the talisman. Ugh. It seems that there is no predestined relationship among you that we are looking for. At this moment, Shen Zhilan's eyes lit up. Senior, are you holding a teleportation talisman? Fang Shaoshan was both surprised and delighted. That's right. It's the 1,000 miles teleportation talisman. It's much higher grade than conventional teleportation talismans. Are you a talisman? Shen Zhilan nodded. I just learned it for a month, and it's still very superficial. Fang Shaoshan couldn't stop nodding. It's only been a month since I learned it, and I have such comprehension, I'm worthy of being a genius with top-quality water-spread roots. Are you willing to find the truth about the massacre of the Yunshao sect on our behalf? Shen Zhilan nodded. This junior is willing. Fang Shaoshan smiled gratifiedly. The other grievances also showed joy on their faces. After dawn, I will give you half of the treasures of Yunshazong, and the remaining half will be given to you after you find the truth. However, just in case, you have to swear a demon oath. Shen Zhilan agreed with all her mouth, and swore her heart demon oath on the spot. After dawn, Fang Shaoshan kept his word, not only sent everyone outside the underground palace, but also gave Shen Zhilan a quaint storage ring. After Shen Zhilan probed into her spiritual sense, a look of surprise appeared on her face. It can be seen that the cultivation resources inside are extremely rich. Many people are sour and bubbling. Especially Zhang Wen and Xing Wu are going to turn themselves into sauerkraut. Fang's eyes expression was calm and breezy. Money is easy to get, but life is hard to buy. She regrets her life. When he was about to leave the ruins, Fang Shaoshan's voice sounded in the void. Fangxi, you succeeded in enlightenment yesterday at the ruins of our sect, which is also considered favor of my Yunshao sect. Please take the plaque of my sect's mountain gate out of the secret realm, and my Yunshao sect will see the light of day again. At that time, find another place with beautiful mountains and clear waters and stand it on it. Fangxi felt that this request was not too much, so she readily agreed. She bowed respectfully first, then carefully took off the plaque of Yunshao sect that was about to shatter, and put it in the storage ring. After everyone walked a certain distance, Fang Shaoshan's voice came from behind again. Because our breath of resentment leaks out, it is not tolerated by the way of heaven. The exit of the secret realm has been shifted to the top of Tianjin Peak, and it will be closed in an hour. Please ask for blessings. Everyone. Xing Wu was so angry that he cursed. You bastard, why didn't you say it sooner? You can't control the sword here, and you can reach the foot of Tianjin Peak in an hour. How can you have time to climb up? The others were also very angry, but it was useless to be angry, it was important to find a solution quickly. A smug look flashed in Shen Zhilan's eyes. Fangxi, are you worthy of competing with me? Not only did I get the treasure of Yunshao sect, but now I have another chance to buy people's hearts. She said softly. Before I went to the realm, my master gave me a spread treasure, which can be used as a temporary teleportation array in the secret realm, directly teleporting people back to the outside world. Everyone was immediately overjoyed. They didn't expect Shen Zhilan to have a spread treasure. It was a teleportation spread treasure, now they're saved. Even Xing Wu looked at Shen Zhilan a little more pleasingly than before. Then, Shen Zhilan frowned and said, However, the teleportation treasure has a limit on the number of people. It can only carry 18 people, and we have 25 people here. How do we allocate the number? Everyone was stunned. Now in the secret realm, there are 5 people from Hunyuanzong, 6 people from Wanjianzong, 6 people from Yushimen, 3 people from Xuanshenong, and 5 people from Sanshu. Needless to say, people from Hunyuanzong must occupy the quota. Who are the remaining 13 places for? The 5 casual cultivators smiled wryly. Without even thinking about it, there must be no part for them. Instead of waiting here, why not give it a try and see if you can reach the top of Tianjin Peak? Therefore, they bowed their hands at the crowd and galloped towards Tianjin Peak. At this time, there were 20 people left. Musawai said to Shen Zhilan, Junior sister, time is running out. Since the Lingbao is yours, then you can directly decide the candidate. Shen Zhilan nodded, then looked at Fangxi meaningfully. Since this is the case, Fangxi and Zhengwen, you two should figure out a way for yourself. Fangxi was not surprised by this at all. Zhengwen is too. I thought, don't take me. I don't mind sitting on your shit spread treasure. As long as junior sister is here, she will definitely have a way to take me out. Maybe there will be other gains. Jiangji frowned. Give Fangxi my spot. I'll stay. Shen Zhilan said lightly, you can't change people. Jiangji glanced at her, then I'll stay. After these things happened one after another, he had already seen that this Shen Zhilan was not only narrow-minded, but also very vicious. He was very fortunate in his heart. Fortunately, when he was poisoned before, the little junior sister was the first to figure out the method of detoxification. Otherwise, if Shen Zhilan really detoxified him, out of gratitude, he might be used by her to do something wrong with the sect and junior sister. Shen Zhilan looked at the rest of the people. Is there anyone who doesn't want to leave? Xing Wu was a little hesitant. He was a deserter when it came to the one-horned stone snake. Should he leave or stay this time? Gritting his teeth for the last time, I'll stay. Grandma is a bear. At worst, just stay here and be a grudge. Anyway, Zhang Wen was there. Even if he was a resentment, he would quarrel with him. Qin Shifeng was going to die of anger. Xing Wu, don't be confused. I won't stop you if you want to die, but you can go back to the sect before you die. Xing Wu stiffened his neck. I won't leave, you can kill me if you have the ability. Qin Shifeng just slapped him when he came up, which directly knocked him out. Everyone. Shen Zhilin immediately took out the teleportation treasure, and after opening it, everyone stood up and disappeared in place. Zhang Wen looked at Feng Shi anxiously. Little junior sister, what should we do? Feng Shi stretched out 3 fingers. The first way is to find old man Feng. The topic he proposed just now is a 1,000-mile teleportation talisman, and that thing can probably teleport us out. This old guy is playing tricks. The second way, we came in through the teleportation array at the bottom of the pool. There must be a corresponding teleportation array in the secret realm, and we will go out after we find it. The third method, you forgot, we also have a flying girl. Zhang Wen, a girl who can fly. Is that idiot? Good night, see you tomorrow. Closed black lens bracket. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 73 Your grandma is gone, why don't you go see her off? Although Jiangji hadn't met Feng Shi and the others for a long time, but Zhang Wen had already boasted about Feng Shi's great achievements before, so he knew the general idea. Junior sister, which of these 3 methods are you going to choose? Feng Shi pondered for a while and said. Old man Feng is nagging, I don't want to have anything to do with him. The first way is to get rid of it. The second way, the teleportation array is definitely not so easy to find, so keep this in your pocket, and choose this method again if you really can't do it. Let's choose the third way. It's only half an hour's journey away from the cliff of the bird's nest, so it's completely in time. Walk. Feng Shi took out a gold-winged iron feather carving feather from the storage ring, carried it behind her back, and ran away. Because it is a favorable wind, with the blessing of feathers, it is simply ecstatic. Zhang Wen's eyes lit up, he followed suit, and became a fairy along with him. Jiangji. Among other things, how did these 2 run so fast? He is also in the middle stage of Jindan, and if he is in the foundation stage, he will definitely not be able to catch up with these 2. Zhang Wen asked while running. Junior sister, what if that idiot is not at home? Feng Shi didn't care too much and said. It's okay, it's best to be at home. If we're not at home, let's go back and find old man Feng. Zhang Wen asked again. Junior sister, we sneaked out, we'll be fine if that idiot doesn't clean up, can you help us? It should be possible. After all, maternal love is selfless and great. Zhang Wen. Are you addicted to being a bird? But this time, he caught a glimpse of the little chubby bird trying to flap its wings. Junior sister, have you contracted this fire-breathing crow? This thing is a waste snack, what's the use of you contracting it? If you like sprit birds, I will take you to catch a powerful one another day. Before he finished speaking, he heard the little chubby bird say. You, blind, ha. Zhang Wen staggered in fright. Can speak human language. How could a fire-breathing crow speak human language? Although the little chubby bird spit out a cloud of phoenix fire when Feng Shi attacked Feng Shashan yesterday, it was still a young bird, and the fire it spewed out was not much different from that of a fire-breathing crow. Therefore, no matter whether it was Zhang Wen or others, none of them noticed anything unusual, thinking that the little fat bird was just a fire-breathing crow. Jiangji reacted quickly, and said in surprise. Junior sister, is that little phoenix? Feng Shi nodded. Well, it ran over last night and had to sign a contract with me. In fact, I don't want her at all. After all, raising this thing is too much work. But I am soft-hearted, and seeing it as pitiful, I agreed. Jiangji. If anyone else hears that, you're going to get beat up. This is Phoenix, you still look disgusted. You are a typical example of being cheap and being nice. However, with the appearance of the little fat bird, no one would think that it is a phoenix. At this moment, a big bird flew over from a distance. It was the golden-winged iron-feathered eagle. It smelled a familiar smell. Can you not be familiar with it? Feng Shi and Zhang Wen carried its feathers on their backs, and they spread far away along the wind energy. The golden-winged iron-feathered eagle first saw its own 2 feathers, and then saw the 2 cubs. Then I saw the little fat bird. The little chubby bird is also really good at singing, deliberately exuding the aura that belongs to the phoenix. The golden-winged iron-feathered eagle almost fell from the sky. Phoenix. King of birds. A hint of greed flashed in the eyes of the golden-winged iron-feathered eagle. If you devour the flesh and blood of a divine beast, its cultivation can soar. But it quickly gave up on this idea, because the phoenix stuck in its mouth. Before he dies, he will also pull it back, and burn his opponent to death with the fire of Nirvana. The phoenix can be reborn from Nirvana, but it can't. At this time, Feng Shi waved at the golden-winged iron-feathered eagle, motioning for it to land. The golden-winged iron-feathered eagle hesitated for a moment, but landed in front of Feng Shi and the others. Feng Shi said with a smile, when my senior brother and I first entered the secret realm, I was grateful for your care. I have nothing to thank. This bug is for you. Feng Shi took out the remaining unicorn snake. Her heart is bleeding. This is 25 spread stones. But nothing is as important as life. Gold-winged iron-feather eagle's eyes lit up when he saw the unicorn. Although its cultivation level is higher than that of the unicorn, the poisonous stinger of this thing is very troublesome, and it lives in groups, so it can't find it at all. Feng Shi said again, in addition to thanking you, we also want to ask you to do me a favor and send us to the top of Tianjin Peak, okay? The golden-winged iron-feather eagle readily agreed. One is that Feng Shi is very generous, and the other is that Feng Shi wants to take the little fat bird away as soon as possible. If this thing stays here, it can't be seen, it's troublesome. After a long time, it is easy to produce inner demons, which will affect its cultivation. The 3 of Feng Shi climbed onto the back of the golden-winged iron feather carving and soared into the air. Wen is better, after all, he has been with Feng Shi for so long, and he has done many outrageous things. Jiang Ji was hit again. Junior sister, really, don't take the usual path. When approaching Tianjin Peak, Feng Shi saw the 5 casual cultivators. She let the gold-winged iron feather eagle land on the ground. 5 friends, hurry up, come up. The eyeballs of those 5 casual cultivators almost popped out. I even felt like I was hallucinating. This is the golden-winged iron feather eagle in the middle stage of Golden Core. How did Feng Shi and the others do it? But there is no time to think about it now, and tremblingly climbed onto the back of the golden-winged iron feathered eagle. A moment later, they were sent to the top of Tianjin Peak by the gold-winged iron feather carvings. The golden-winged iron feather eagle blew twice, and then flew away. The little black ball said to the little fat bird, "Silly bird, your grandma is gone, why don't you go see it off?" The little fat bird said nothing. Seeing this, the little black ball thought it didn't dare to talk back to itself. The little black ball was in a great mood. At this time, Sanshi Chan King said in surprise, "Oh my god, these stones are all gold stones. This is a good material for refining weapons, and one piece can sell for at least a few thousand spirit stones." Feng Shi, who is heartbroken with 25 spirit stones. The top of the mountain is full of the kind of golden stones mentioned by Chan King, the kind that can't be filled with sacks. A few people don't have time to say anything else, so pretend while you still have time. Even little fat bird secretly stuffed a lot into his storage space. In the future, I will sell money to buy flowers for my mother. Seeing that the time was almost up, Feng Shi said to the 5 casual cultivators, "The teleportation array is about to close, let's hurry up and leave. Before I leave, let me say a few words. When they were in the underground palace, Shen Jilin and Mu Zawai pushed some of you to die, which somewhat damaged their reputation. Maybe after you go out, they will kill you and kill you." The 5 casual cultivators were immediately startled. Han Yuanzong is so powerful, they have no way to escape. This is how to do. Chan King was more flexible, and immediately knelt down to Feng Shi. "Fairy Feng Shi, please show us the way." Several other casual cultivators also knelt down. Several people knelt down, and Feng Shi pretended to say, "What are you doing? Get up." "Zhengwen. Jiang Ji. Did you say that everyone knelt down? What did you do early?" At this time, Feng Shi blinked and blinked. "There is a way, it depends on whether you dare or not." _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 74. You can draw the sun and the moon, you can draw mountains and rivers, you can draw the un. Chan King hurriedly said, "Life and death are at stake, there is nothing to dare, just say it." Feng Shi curled her lips. "After you go out, spread the news about Shen Jilin's inheritance from the Cloud Sect, the more exaggerated the better. At that time, her energy will be spent on dealing with this matter, and she has no time to trouble you. In addition, you can also recruit more casual cultivators to form a casual cultivator alliance. After all, there are too many people, and if someone really wants to attack you, they will have some scruples. If she still troubles you, then fight to the death, yell about the matter, and then come to Xuanshnong to find me, and I will give you justice." After hearing this, Chan King and the others were moved to tears. They were also direct disciples. Shen Jilin and Mu Zawai took them as scapegoats, but Feng Shi gave them advice and shelter from the wind and rain. No wonder Feng Shi is known as a model of the human race. If she is not a model, who is a model? Jiang Ji looked at the scene in front of him. He is much more thoughtful than Wen. Wen may just watch the excitement, but he thinks more. "Junior sister, this move is too high." As soon as these casual cultivators went out and yelled, the news that Shen Jilin had obtained the Yunshao sect's treasure would soon spread, and she didn't even have time to prepare for it. Money touches people's hearts. Even if she is a direct disciple of Han Yuanzong, she will have a lot of trouble. However, he didn't quite understand Feng Shi's intention to encourage these people to form the loose cultivation alliance. Just to let more casual cultivators know what Shen Jilin and Mu Zawai did. Even in his dreams, he never imagined that Feng Shi wanted to pick peaches in the future. When the cultivation alliance took shape, it was time for her to take over. Jiang Ji didn't have time to think deeply, and urged everyone to quickly enter the teleportation array. He handed Feng Shi a spirit animal bag and asked her to put the little fat bird in it so that it would not get lost during the teleportation. After the 5 casual cultivators entered, Wen grabbed Jiang Ji's sleeve with his left hand and Feng Zai's sleeve with his right hand, and then stepped into the teleportation formation. Jiang Ji, why is Xiao Wu so timid now? However, soon, he felt that Wen had a foresight. Because, they were not teleported to Turtleback Mountain, but to an ice field. Wen shuddered. Big brother, little junior sister, where is this? Jiang Ji frowned. "If I'm not mistaken, this should be a polar ice field." Wen sat down on the ground. "It's over. It's dead." Even the monks in the early stage of transformation to the polar ice field had a narrow escape, not to mention the 3 little rookies. Well, in fact, the middle stage of Jiang Ji Jinden is fine, he and his junior sister are pure vegetables. Feng Shi looked back and forth, but did not see any trace of the 5 casual cultivators. Could it be that only they were teleported here? At this time, she noticed something shaking inside the storage ring, and after she penetrated her spiritual sense, she found that the plaque of Yunshazong was cracked. A black jade tablet and a jade slip fell out. Feng Shi. She had an ominous feeling. But he still took out the jade slip and stuck it on his forehead. Feng Shashan's voice sounded from within his consciousness. The first sentence almost sent Feng Shi away. "Feng Shi, you are the one we have chosen." Feng Shi was so angry that she gritted her teeth. She knew that old man Feng wasn't holding back anything. She shouldn't have softened her heart and agreed to take out the plaque of Yunshazong for him. However, even if she doesn't agree, it is estimated that the old guy will think of other ways. Fang Shaoshan continued. Shen Jilin is hypocritical and vicious. How could we choose such a person to fulfill our wish? She is just a cover to attract the attention of the enemy for you. Know why we choose you. It's not because you're smart or clever, but because you're responsible. You obviously could escape alone, but you chose to take risks to save your classmates, so you will definitely do your best to help us fulfill our wishes. Of course, we also know that you don't want to accept this hot potato, but in this life, one has to take responsibility to grow, isn't it? Fang Shi was so angry that she wanted to scold her mother. I poured chicken soup to others every day, and now I am being taught by an old RPO. The things we gave to Shen Jilin are just some extraneous possessions. The most important thing is this jade token. This is the head order of our cloud sect. That day, when our Yunshao sect collapsed, the head of the sect and all the elders worked together to open up the 4 teleportation formations, and teleported some of the elites in the sect. However, we have never seen them again. Maybe they have abandoned the sect, maybe they have been trying to find us. If you are destined to meet them in the future, you can choose the opportunity to act, because you are the orthodox. Fang Shi almost cried out of anger. I am orthodox. Just relying on this broken sign. They must chop me up. She gritted her teeth and continued to listen. This master order is not only a symbol of the master, but also a divine tool, the Shanhei Chankan brush. Using it to make talismans can not only increase the success rate, but also improve the quality of talismans. With this pen, you can draw the sun and the moon, mountains and rivers, and the universe. Fang Shi, you are even better at drawing cakes than me. People are old and treacherous, and horses are old and slippery, and Apiao has a black heart for thousands of years. Fang Shaoshan's voice suddenly became solemn, with a bit of sadness in his old age. Fang Shaoshan, the elder of the Yunshao sect's Dharma Hall, cut out to the head of Fang, begged the head of Fang to reorganize the remnant of my Yunshao sect, find out the truth about the destruction of my Yunshao sect, and kill the enemy with blood, and comfort the millions of dead souls of my Yunshao sect. Fang Shi first cursed secretly, then sighed. Fang Shaoshan's loyalty to Yunshazong still moved her. Moved is moved, she will not do anything rashly before she has no strength. She took out the head order, and it was strange to say that it was clearly a token, but when she got it, it turned into a talisman pen. Ordinary, ordinary. Then she found that both Jiang Ji and Zhang Wen were looking at her dumbfounded. Only then did Fang Shi suddenly realize that there were 2 ice skates on her face. Tears froze into ice. Zhang Wen tremblingly took out 2 sets of martial arts uniforms. Little junior sister, look at you are crying from the cold. Put it on. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 75 Little junior sister goes to heaven and earth, omnipotent. Jiang Ji also took out 2 sets of school uniforms and handed them to Fang Shi. Cultivators are basically immune to cold and heat, so there are at most a few changes of clothes in the storage ring. But no matter how cold or hot it is useless in the polar ice sheets. Jiang Ji and Zhang Wen's faces turned purple from the cold. This is still the result of constantly using spiritual power, otherwise he would have been frozen. Fang Shi's heart warmed up, and she said with a smile. Eldest senior brother, 5th senior brother, you can wear it yourself. I'm not cold, I'm wearing the dragon scale armor that my master gave me. I'm crying just because it's so windy here. Only then did Zhang Wen realize that his eccentric master had given Fang Shi the dragon scale armor. The dragon scale armor is much warmer than this broken school suit. Thinking of this, he was not polite anymore, and quickly put on his clothes. Although Jiang Ji and Zhang Wen were curious about the jade slips and talisman pens that Fang Shi took out just now, but seeing that Fang Shi didn't seem to mean anything, they wisely didn't ask. It's not that Fang Shi wants to hide it from the truth, but the matter of Yunshao sect cannot be explained clearly in a few words. And sometimes what they don't know is what protects them. Besides, the top priority now is to warm up first, and then make plans for the next step. Better to start a fire. But there is a lot of food in her storage ring, and there are very few daily necessities, let alone firewood. After going back this time, she had to stuff all kinds of things into the storage ring, maybe she would use it for something. She looked around, and there was not even a blade of grass in the vast ice field, let alone firewood. Just when she was frowning, she saw a white shadow shaking in the distance. Before she could speak, Zhang Wen said in horror. Yes, it's the ice field earthshaker. A monster in the late stage of Jindan. It's over. Dead. Then he saw Fang Shi's eyes sparkling and said. 5th senior brother, the long hair of that thing is very warm, right? Let's make some vests. Zhang Wen. I'm afraid you want to fart. Jiang Ji also felt that Fang Shi was talking nonsense. But I can't take care of these anymore, because the ice field shaker bear has already rushed towards them. Don't look at its bloated size, but it is very fast. Jiang Ji gritted his teeth. Hurry up and go, I'll delay for a while. He is in the middle stage of Jindan, although he is definitely not the opponent of Icefield Earthshaker, but he can delay for a while. Taking advantage of this time difference, the younger brother and younger sister might be able to escape. Fang Shi was a little speechless. Eldest senior brother, can you stop self-sacrificing all the time? If you are as capable as me, that's fine too. How can you, a little golden core, have the courage to say this? Jiang Ji. Little Jindan. Is it appropriate for you to say this during the chi refining period? With the delay, the Icefield Shaker bear was already more than 10 feet away from them. When Jiang Ji was about to make a move, Fang Shi took out a big fish from the storage ring and threw it over. Master Shung, this is for you. Icefield Shaker. This is the red bonito from the endless sea of the realm. It is rich in aura, plump and sweet, and tastes great. We have no other intentions, just want to use it to change the way of life. You eat everything, right? Try it, if it doesn't taste good, we won't be too late. Ellipsis. The Icefield Earthshaker held back, but couldn't hold back, sniffed it, and took a small bite. Seeing that there was nothing unusual, he began to eat. Fragrant. Really fragrant. It smells so good. After it finished eating, Fang Shi threw another one over. Ellipsis. Icefield Shaker Bear ate 5 red bonito in a row, burped, looked at Fang Shi and the others lazily, turned around and wanted to leave. When you are full, you have no interest in hunting. Fang Shi waved. Master Shung, wait a minute. Jiangji and Junwen almost stopped crying. It's finally leaving, what are you calling it for? Fang Shi not only stopped the Icefield Earthshaker, but also took a few steps forward. Master Shung, I still have a lot of fish and shrimp here, at least enough for you to eat for a year or so. But it's too cold here, we're going to freeze to death, can you let us go to your nest to keep warm? Icefield Shaker's big eyeballs rolled around. This little human girl seems to be short-hearted. Go around my den. Isn't that delivered to my door? So, I agreed. Fang Shi said pitifully. Your nest is far away from here, right, so can you carry us there? Although the Icefield Shaker felt a little uncomfortable to let humans ride on him, but he thought that these were 3 reserve grains, and there was seafood, so he agreed. So, Fang Shi took the trembling Junwen and Jiangji to sit on the back of the ice-shattering bear. Fang Shi buried himself directly in the long fur of the Icefield Earthshaker. Junwen and Yihang did the same. This stuff is so comfortable I almost snorted. Warm. It's so warm. What the hell, even if it's worth being eaten by the Icefield Ground Shaker for a while, at least it's a warm ghost. Jiangji looked at the 2 heartless people and sighed silently. He was fully on guard, for fear that the Icefield would shake the ground and bare his face. Fang Shi wasn't worried at all, even stray cats understood the principle of having a full meal, not to mention this Icefield Shaker bear. At least for the time being they're safe. So this guy fell asleep heartlessly. By the time she woke up, she had arrived at the den of the Icefield Earthshaker. In fact, it is just an ice cave, and there are scattered furs and bones of monsters inside. Fang Shi's eyes lit up and asked Jiangji and Jun when to sew those monster furs into fur vests. As for why she didn't do it, because she wanted to tell new things to the Icefield Earthshaker and promote their relationship. Good guy, she stunned the Icefield shaking bear, and her eyes were full of gossip. By the time Jiangji and Junwen finished the vests, Fang Shi was already grooming the Icefield Earthshaker. While combing and plucking, Jiangji and Junwen almost died of fright. The little junior sister's courage is bigger than a millstone. I didn't feel the rough skin and thick flesh of the Icefield shaking bear, and felt quite comfortable. This little girl of the human race is good. If she can always provide seafood, she can be kept for a while. As for the remaining 2, it depends on your mood. If you get tired of eating seafood one day, just eat them for a change. Fang Shi plucked a bag full of fluffy long hair, and then jumped off the back of the Icefield Ground Shaker. Master Shung, are you sleepy? You can rest assured and sleep, we 3 little shrimps don't have the guts to do anything to you at all. Icefield Earthshaker gave her a contemptuous glance. I forgive you for not daring. Close your eyes and fall asleep. Fang Shi took out the seafood porridge and shared it with Jiangji and Junwen, so that they would be warmer if they had something to eat. Jiangji was worried and didn't know how to eat, but Jun heard that it tasted delicious. Anyway, there are junior sisters here, so what are you afraid of? Little junior sister goes to the sky and enters the earth, omnipotent. Believe in Fang Shi, you will live forever. While they were enjoying the porridge, hundreds of miles away from the bear's den, a crack appeared in the air, and a group of people fell down like dumplings. Good night, see you tomorrow. Close black lens bracket. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 76 not as good as a villain like me. Many people land face first. The screams came one after another. Flying is prohibited here, even monks will throw a mess. Xingwu was dizzy at first, but fell awake directly. He shivered from the cold, and his mind froze for a moment. Who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? At this time, Ling Chanting, the elder brother of Wan Jianzong, said in shock. This seems to be a polar ice field. As soon as these words came out, there was a commotion among the crowd. Although I don't want to believe it, there are signs that this is indeed a polar ice sheet. Many people showed panic on their faces. Even if Huishan came here, he would almost die, let alone them. Shen Jilin had a look of self-blame on her face. It's all my fault. If I didn't let you take my Stryd treasure out of the secret realm, you wouldn't be teleported here. Mu Zuai hurriedly said, Junior sister, what are you talking about? You are also kind, otherwise we are still trapped in the secret realm. Qin Shifeng also comforted, yes, Junior sister Jilin, it's too late for us to thank you, how could we blame you? Others also offered words of comfort. Xingwu sneered. Who are you going to show me pretending to be? Isn't it because you're afraid that everyone will blame you, that's why you say that? Exclamation mark, how hypocritical. Mu Zuai said with a gloomy face, Xingwu, my junior sister saved you out of good intentions, it's really heartless of you to say that. The others also showed expressions of disapproval. Xingwu shrugged, yes, I just have no conscience. You have a conscience, don't you regret it in your heart? Fang Shi must have a way to leave the secret realm. If Shen Jilin hadn't come out to pretend to be garlic, Fang Shi would have brought us out of the secret realm safely. Also, you all think you are noble, don't you? Then why didn't you think about it, when you were locked in the cage, who risked their lives to save you? It's Fang Shi. When retreating, everyone licked their faces and fell on Shen Jilin's Lingbao. Why didn't anyone speak up for Fang Shi? Why is no one willing to stay with Fang Shi to tide over the difficulties? You are all hypocrites after all. Not as good as a real villain like me. Xingwu also went all out. Anyway, I'm going to die, so it's better to have a good time. These people usually look like dogs, but they're actually wolf-hearted goods. After listening to Xingwu's words, many people's faces became hot. Although Xingwu's words were a bit extreme, they were not without reason. At that time, they were only focused on running for their lives, and no one spoke for Fengxi, not even a word that was neither painful nor itchy. Although saying it would not change Shen Jilin's decision, but at least she showed her attitude. In the end, he was still afraid of offending Shen Jilin and being abandoned by her. Xingwu originally wanted to say something ugly, but he kept his mouth shut. Because it's so damn cold. Talking, freezing teeth. Shen Jilin's eyes flashed with murderous intent, she sighed. Senior brother Xingwu is actually right, even if I did it out of good intentions, it still caused trouble for everyone. It is useless to argue now, it is better to think of practical solutions. I have some fire starters here, let's warm up first. Shen Jilin said that she took out some wood from the storage ring, all of which were relatively expensive species. Everyone guessed that it should be the treasure of Yunxia Sect. But at this time, no matter how precious the wood is, it is not as practical as firewood. After the bonfire was lit, everyone finally became warmer and calmed down a lot. But seeing the sun slanting to the west, everyone's hearts were once again cast a shadow. The temperature of the polar ice sheet is lower at night than during the day, and many ice-type monsters will choose to come out at night to look for food. Wonder if they can make it through the night. Although the flying boat can be released as a shelter, but the target is too big, I am afraid that it will attract ice monsters as soon as it is taken out. Moreover, the flying boat is mainly used for flying instead of transportation, and its defense is very poor. Not only will it not be able to protect them, but it will become a cage that restrains them. After discussing with everyone, they decided to dig an ice hole, not only to keep out the cold wind, but also to keep warm when everyone gathered together. Then send people to take turns guarding the entrance of the cave to avoid being attacked by ice monsters. In the middle of the night, Jin Shifeng, who was in charge of vigilance, saw clusters of faint blue lights approaching, and was shocked. Wolves. Polar bloodthirsty wolf. He quickly woke up the crowd, and they formed a circle, ready to fight. What followed was a fight. The polar bloodthirsty wolf is an ice-type monster in the early stage of Golden Core. It stands to reason that Qin Shifeng, Mu Zawai, and Ling Chanting on the side of the monks are all in the middle stage of Golden Core, and the monks should have the upper hand. But the situation of the polar ice sheets is too special. Under the extreme cold, the cultivation base will be affected, and at most the middle stage of the Golden Core can display the level of the early stage of the Golden Core. Coupled with the large number of wolves, this fight was extremely tragic. Although no one lost their lives, except for Shen Jilin, everyone died, and a few people were even seriously injured. Among them is Xingwu. Originally, he was a beastmaster, and he had an advantage in fighting monsters, so he would not be seriously injured. But he was ambushed by a wolf from behind. The wolf was lured by Shen Jilin, and she intentionally exposed the loophole, allowing the wolf to take the opportunity to bite Xingwu's back. If Meng Hunan, the second disciple of the beast control sect, hadn't acted in time, I'm afraid Xingwu's life would have been confessed. Even so, a large piece of flesh was torn off from the back, dripping with blood. Xingwu didn't have eyes on his back, so he naturally didn't know that he was being tricked by Shen Jilin, so he just thought it was his bad luck. It was finally dawn. Shen Jilin felt that if she stayed any longer, she might be dragged to death by these people, and she had to leave. So, with a sudden heart, he took out the fairy beast egg that had not yet hatched. She dripped blood on it to catalyze it. Although the spirit beasts catalyzed will be inherently insufficient, but now they can't take care of so many. An eight-tailed snow fox broke out of its shell and grew into the wind, growing to the size of 2 cows in an instant. The eight-tailed snow fox is different from the phoenix. As long as the shell is broken, it will have the cultivation base of the Golden Core stage. Moreover, the eight-tailed snow fox itself is an ice-type fairy beast, and is not afraid of the harsh environment of the polar ice field. Everyone was surprised and delighted, and they all looked at Shen Jilin expectantly. Shen Jilin enjoyed this look very much. She was born to be noticed by everyone, and to stand at the top of everyone. She said seriously, "Everyone, now we can't get out of the polar ice sheet with our own ability, so I plan to take some people back to rescue soldiers. In addition to the 5 members of our Hunyuanzong, there should be 2 more people. Who do you think is the right candidate?" As soon as these words came out, many people's eyes dimmed. What about moving rescuers, those who stay are abandoned, waiting to die? _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 77. Xingwu curled his lips. Here we go again. Don't be hypocritical, just say whoever you want to leave. Shen Jilin suppressed the anger in her heart, smiled wryly and said, Xingwu, I don't know why you have such a big opinion on me. Since you said so, then I will directly appoint the candidate. There are also many dangers on the way to report the letter, so I have to choose a high-level person. Brother Qin, Brother Ling, you two come with me. Qin Shifeng was moved, but he still shook his head. Junior sister Jilin, thank you for your kindness, but I have to stay. He is the senior brother of Yushuman, how could he leave his juniors and leave alone? Ling Chanting also politely declined. The other disciples didn't say anything either. Let's not talk about whether the deserter's name is good or not, the key is to walk with the people of Hunyuanzong, and I always feel uncertain. One is that the character of people like Hunyuanzong is questionable, and the other one is that what Xingwu said has some influence on him. Shen Jilin can't be a real bastard, right? Shen Jilin was about to die of anger. A bunch of ignorant things. If it wasn't for these idiots being useful, she wouldn't bother to talk to them. She reluctantly said a few polite words, and left with Hunyuanzong's people. Soon, the figure of the 8-tailed snow fox disappeared from everyone's sight. Qin Shifeng discussed with Ling Chanting, chose a direction, and led everyone forward. Today, a storm blew up on the ice sheet, making it difficult for everyone to move forward. Coupled with the need to support or carry seriously injured people, the speed will be even slower. Xingwu lay on Qin Shifeng's back and hummed. Junior sister Fangxi, I'm about to burp. Come and save me. Although we are not brothers and sisters, in my heart, you are 10,000 times closer than my senior brother. The sky is Lingling, the earth is Lingling, junior sister Fangxi will show up soon. Ellipsis. Qin Shifeng was so angry that he wished he could leave him on the ground. Fangxi is trapped in the secret realm, and she can't even take care of herself, how could she come here to save you? After walking for a day, they only walked more than 10 miles. They were still resting in the ice cave at night, and were attacked by wolves again in the middle of the night. Apparently the pack of wolves had their eyes on them. Qin Shifeng and Ling Chanting used the life-saving spirit treasure and finally dispersed the wolves. Both of them saw despair in each other's eyes. They might really die on the polar ice sheet this time. The next morning, everyone moved on. Today's storm is bigger than yesterday's. Looking at the vast ice field, many people feel despair. At this time, someone said in horror. Then, that's the ice field shaker, right? When everyone saw it, their hearts were completely cold. It's really an ice field shaker. A monster in the late stage of Jindan. Dead. At this moment, Xingwu squinted his eyes and said, "Ha! Why is that ice field shaking bear with a cub?" Everyone took a closer look, and there was a small furry head on the back of the ice field shaker. Wasn't it a bear cub? If so, maybe they have a little chance of winning, because the bear cub is the weakness of the ice field earth shaker. Just as he was thinking, the little bear cub stood up, was blown by the storm, and fell back on the bear's back with a snap. Mushi, who wanted to pretend. This is not important, she tried to sit up straight and waved at everyone. What a coincidence. We meet again here. This damn fate. Everyone was stunned and couldn't believe their eyes. Fangxi. It turned out to be Fangxi. She wore a little fluffy hat on her head, no wonder they mistook it for a bear cub before. Xingwu screamed and jumped out. It's hard for him to even have trouble walking before, but now he heals without medicine, which has become a medical miracle. Junior sister Fangxi, is it really you? I'm not dreaming, am I? I knew you would come to save me. You are really my sister-in-law. Everyone. You are really shameless. How venomous your tongue is in front of Shen Jilin, and how stupid you are in front of Fangxi. However, now Fangxi is a god in their eyes. Not to mention dog legs, even dog tails are fine. When Xingwu was almost in front of Fangxi, his legs softened and he fell to the ground. One was the back injury, and the other was the scare after seeing the bloody mouth of the ice field earthshaker. Fangxi said with a smile. Master Sheng, put your prestige back, otherwise they will be scared out of their wits, and the meat will be bitter and not tasty. Everyone. Are you sure Fangxi is here to save us? Didn't you come to help the ice field earthshaker hunt? I don't know what Fangxi said while lying on the ground next to the ice field shake bear's ear. The ice field ground shake bear rolled its big eyeballs and snorted. Fangxi told the injured to sit on the bear's back, while the uninjured could only walk and follow. However, with the ice field shaker in front to withstand the storm, the situation is much better than before. And when they saw Fangxi, for some reason, hope rose in their hearts, and even their legs and feet became better than before. Finally, he crawled to the bear's den. When Zhang Wen saw them, he was taken aback for a moment, then clicked his tongue and said, "Didn't you all follow Shen Jilin? Why did you also run to the polar ice field?" Although he didn't say anything excessive, Qin Shifeng and others felt their faces were burning. Especially Liu Shaobai. He has a closer relationship with Fangxi than others, but when he left the secret realm, he didn't speak for Fangxi. He blushed and said to Fangxi, "Fangxi, I was the one who felt sorry for you before, so I won't say anything unnecessary. Let's see each other in the future." When he took the lead, Qin Shifeng and others also expressed their apologies. Fangxi said with a smile, "What a big deal, is it worth doing this to you? It was Shen Jilin who avenged revenge, not you. There's no need to take the blame for her. However, I still have to remind everyone that Shen Jilin likes to engage in this kind of tactics the most, throwing out bait, let everyone fight over each other, and divide people's hearts. Maybe she enjoys the pleasure of playing with people's hearts, or maybe she just wants to slowly wear down everyone's vigor and conscience. Let's all have some snacks in the future. Of course, you also know that I don't get along with her, so believe it or not, you can decide for yourself." Fangxi understands people's hearts too well, the more open-minded she is at this time, the more guilty they will be. And he would subconsciously transfer this guilt to Shen Jilin. Xingwu nodded vigorously. Yes, yes, Shen Jilin is such a virtue, maybe the teleportation treasure can carry more people, she just deliberately said less. I don't care about others, anyway, I will stay away from this broom star in the future, lest she beat me. Many people also nodded involuntarily. Shen Jilin really likes to play tricks too much, she is not as sincere and frank as junior sister Fangxi. Qin Shifeng subconsciously wanted to defend Shen Jilin, but was interrupted by the roar of the ice field shaker. The ice field earthshaker was a little impatient, a group of food reserves, why are they chatting so hotly? Everyone was as quiet as a chicken, only Fangxi, wearing a fluffy hat, leaned over to talk to the ice field earthshaker. In a whisper. The kind of whisper that everyone can hear. Master Sheng, these are your food reserves, eat them when you get tired of seafood. Especially the one with the back injury, it's white and tender, it's the best. Xingwu. My heart. Broken into 8 petals. However, when junior sister Fangxi said that I was white and tender, was she praising me for being handsome in disguise? Thinking of this, he glanced at Zhang Wen provocatively. Although you are the real brother of junior sister Fangxi, you are not as good looking as me. Zhang Wen thinks he seems to be sick. Otherwise, how do you look like a peacock with its tail open? Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 78 I made a contract with you, but you still dare to resist. Fangxi told stories and sang lullabies, and finally put the ice field shaker to sleep. Everyone. Every day spent with Feng Shi is a day to refresh your outlook on life. Feng Shi moved closer to Qin Shifeng and handed him a note. Senior brother Qin, do you have a way to forcibly contract this ice field shaker? Qin Shifeng, you can kill me. I'm an ice-type monster with a mid-golden core contract and a late golden core. You're afraid that I won't die fast enough. Junior sister Feng Shi, forgive me for being powerless. Those of our Beastmaster sect can only forcibly contract monsters with a lower level of cultivation than our own, and it is better to have a larger gap, otherwise there will be a risk of spiritual backlash. Feng Shi blinked and blinked. Then can you teach me the beast control formula of your beast control sect? I will try. Qin Shifeng thought she was crazy. People from the beast controlling sect dare not try it. She, who has never learned the beast controlling art, wants to try it. He flatly refused. No, let alone whether you can learn it, the key is that your cultivation base is too low. Even if the contract is barely reached, you will be backlashed by it, causing the sea of consciousness to be damaged or even collapsed. Besides, your Danshan is injured, you are sending yourself to death. Feng Shi smiled. Then shall we wait here to die? Qin Shifeng was silent. Yes, if the ice field earthshaker cannot be contracted, sooner or later the ice field earthshaker will eat them. Want to rescue? Stop dreaming. Even if Shen Jilin and the others could successfully leave the polar ice field, they would not be able to wait for the moment when the rescuers arrived. Qin Shifeng was heartbroken. Then I'll try to contract it. Even if he fails in his attempt, Feng Shi can still appease the ice field earthshaker, as long as he is sacrificed alone. It has to be said that Qin Shifeng is a very responsible person when he does not have the dog-licking disease. Feng Shi shook her head. Let me do it, it has no defense against me, I'm the easiest to succeed. Qin Shifeng still felt something was wrong. But this time, others also saw the note. The vast majority disagree. The only ones who agree are Zhang Wen and Xing Wu. These two guys have now blindly worshipped Feng Shi. Let's put it this way, the level of trust they have in Feng Shi now is as high as heaven. In the end, everyone agreed. Trying is death, not trying is death, it is better to take a gamble. If Feng Shi fails, they will die with them and it will be over. Qin Shifeng began to teach Feng Shi the unique beast-controlling art of the beast-controlling gate. Although there are other beast-controlling tactics in the Northern Territory continent, there is no way to compare with the beast-controlling sect. At this time, no one cared about the views of the sect, and they couldn't spread it to the outside world. The most important thing was life. Of course, Qin Shifeng couldn't teach Feng Shi blatantly, so he could only give her the jade slips and let her learn by herself. If there is anything she doesn't understand, he will explain it to her. Qin Shifeng was in a state of turmoil in his heart. It took him a month to learn the beast control art, and he was the fastest person in the history of the beast control sect. Feng Shi wants to learn it in 2 or 3 days, is this possible? Then, before the ice field earthshaker woke up, Feng Shi said that she had learned it. Qin Shifeng. Interested in teasing me. However, there is no way to verify it now, so he can only choose to believe it. The next morning, when Feng Shi fed the red bonito to the ice field shaker, he put different poisons in the belly of several fish. If you only eat 1, or only 2 or 3 of them, nothing will happen, but if you swallow them all, you will be in a trance. The ice field earthshaker has no defense against Feng Shi now, after all, in its view, Feng Shi is just a small ant. She even brought a pile of food reserves for it, which showed that she had no intention of resisting at all. So he ate all the fish. After eating, I felt a little dizzy. Could it be that you didn't sleep well last night? Then, it saw Feng Shi, who was wearing a little furry hat, making mudras with his hands. Following Feng Shi's ceiling, a royal beast seal appeared out of thin air. The royal beast seal was divided into 2 parts, one half was suspended on the head of the ice field shaker bear, and the other half was suspended on the head of Feng Shi. The ice field shakes the earth and the bear is happy. Could this little ant want to make a contract with me? Is she a fool? A small waste in the chi refining period contracted my ice-type monster in the late golden core period. What are you thinking? Or is this a new trick she came up with to make me happy? However, it soon stopped laughing, because the imperial animal seal floating above Feng Shi's head was slowly moving towards it. Once the 2 seals are combined, it will be contracted by her. The ice field earthshaker roared angrily, wanting to attack Feng Shi. How could Qin Shifeng and others let it succeed? They shot almost at the same time, and used all the Strid formulas, Strid weapons, and flying swords that could be used. Zhang Wen even grabbed the tail of the ice field shaker. He had thought it all over, and he couldn't care less about cleanliness anymore, so he stabbed the ice field shaker with a flying sword. How? Caught. At least enough for it to drink a pot. Even the seriously injured people risked their lives to buy time for Feng Shi. Everyone is working hard towards one goal. At this time, there is no distinction between sects, strengths or weaknesses. Only go all out. Feng Shi Wuxia was worried about these things, her sea of consciousness was throbbing. That is to say, she was ravaged by those ancient scrolls, otherwise she would have burst. She gritted her teeth and pushed the seal of the imperial beast towards the earth-shaking bear in the ice field. What Jindan late stage. I can even make contracts with phoenixes and the Spirit of Chaos, what a fart you are. By the way, I am still the head of the Yunshao sect. This seed wants to contract you, but you still dare to resist. Court death. All of a sudden, her whole demeanor changed. Overbearing. Fierce. I am the only one. The ice field shaker hesitated for a moment. Although it was only for a short moment, it was enough. The 2 beast seals overlapped together. Contract. But Qin Shifeng and others did not dare to relax a bit, because this is the time to really test Feng Shi. If she couldn't bear the backlash from the ice field earthshaker's consciousness, all previous efforts would be wasted. In Feng Shi's sea of consciousness, a miniature ice field earthshaker was rampaging. You can make a contract with me too. I want to kill you. Then there is no more. It was first split by the little black ball's lightning, and then burned into curly hair by the little phoenix's phoenix fire. Black smoke came out of the ice field shaker's mouth. Beyond the sea of consciousness, Feng Shi's 7 orifices were bleeding and lying dead on the ground. The ice field earthshaker was not much better either, with its tongue sticking out and its eyes staring, motionless. Everyone. Was it successful or not? Do you want to take this opportunity to kill this ice field shake bear? When everyone was at a loss, Feng Shi opened his eyes. Standing up and standing next to the ice field earthshaker, he was kicked. Special kick in the face. Crazy, let me tell you a story. Tell me to sing a lullaby. Get up if you have the ability. Beep again if you have the ability. Ellipsis. The ice field shook the ground, lying on the ground helplessly. I am raging, I want to die. Immediately. Immediately. Everyone was ecstatic, it was done. Did it really happen? Feng Shi actually did it. A chi refining period actually contracted an ice-type monster in the later stage of Jindan. Is that human being? It is said that Shen Jilin is a genius, so what is Feng Shi? Genius of geniuses. When everyone was happy, Feng Shi said slowly. I'm about to faint. Then, with a choking sound, he fell to the ground, unconscious. Good night, see you tomorrow. Close black lens bracket. Chevron underscore left previous home index next chevron underscore right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 79 Don't offend Feng Shi. Everyone was stunned by this unexpected turn of events. Feng Shi was still alive and kicking the ice field ground shaker just a moment ago. Why did he suddenly faint? Only the iceborn earth shaker knows why. The stinky girl just wants to step on my face and pretend to be aggressive. Now, let's pretend to be big, right? Should. Live it. But thinking of his tragic fate, he couldn't help but tremble. I don't want to live anymore. Still dead. It's a pity, now no one cares about its wanting to die or live, and everyone's attention is on Feng Shi. Zhang Wen and Xing Wu even cried and called Feng Shi. Those who didn't know thought Feng Shi was dead. It was Qin Shifeng who was more reliable, and said to everyone. Feng Shi should have exhausted his consciousness too much, just take a rest. After finishing speaking, he took out an elixir that nourishes the spiritual consciousness and fed it to Feng Shi. Sure enough, after a quarter of an hour, Feng Shi woke up. This guy got up and continued to beat the ice field shaker bear. The ice field shakes the ground bear with rough skin and thick flesh, otherwise he would have been beaten to death by her. Everyone was silent. A thought came to mind almost at the same time, don't offend Feng Shi. Her revenge is the truth. The beaten ice field earthshaker has maintained a posture for a long, long time. It is thinking about Sheng Sheng. It never dreamed that a little waste in the chi refining period would contract two wonderful things. Forget about the phoenix, at least it still recognizes it. What the hell is that black donkey dung egg? How could he even split lightning? When Icefield Shaker thought that he would live under the ravages of Feng Shi and the two strange flowers in the future, he immediately lost his confidence in living. It is better to die than to live without dignity. I am a dignified Jindan late-stage monster, and I absolutely cannot be insulted like this. Thinking of this, the Icefield Shaker suddenly stood up and rushed out. Start banging your head on the ice. Feng Shi walked out of the bear's den wrapped like a ball, and watched with her hands behind her back. Hey, are you short-hearted? Even kowtow can get you in the wrong direction, so turn around and kowtow at me. Icefield Shaker. Feng Shi sneered, and said with divine sense. You don't have to look for life, I signed the contract with you just as a stopgap measure, and I will naturally terminate the contract with you before I leave. Because you are too weak to be my spiritual pet. Little black ball and little fat bird couldn't agree more. What happened to Jindan later stage? Where is the upper limit of this thing? Exhausted, it is also a little scum in the late stage of transformation. You don't deserve to mess with them at all. The Icefield Shaker suffered a critical blow again. However, the thought of regaining freedom soon made me feel better. After confirming again and again that Feng Shi hadn't lied to it, he immediately ate 10 fish angrily. After eating, he turned his belly and hummed. Feng Shi looked disgusted, she really didn't intend to take this thing as a spiritual pet. So stupid. Moreover, there are great restrictions on the cultivation of ice-type monsters, and the cultivation speed will be very slow if you leave the ice field environment, which is why you rarely see ice-type monsters in other places. Feng Shi greeted everyone to drink seafood porridge. After thanking everyone, they sat around drinking porridge and chatting. They all wore animal skin waistcoats, thanks to the lack of hygiene of the Icefield Shakers, who seldom cleaned up after eating. So there are a lot of animal skins piled up in the bear den. At this moment, after Qin Shifeng and the others fell into the polar ice field, they felt the happiest. Not to mention the cold, with the Icefield Earthshaker, as long as they don't go out to be monsters, the safety problem is solved. Everyone is grateful to Feng Shi. But Feng Shi knew that this kind of gratitude was not reliable. Just like Shen Jilin saved everyone before, it didn't prevent everyone from being suspicious of her. The only thing that is reliable is profit. Only when the interests are related, these people will really stand by her side. So, make a fortune first. She gave Zhang Wen a look. You will understand in seconds. After taking a sip of the seafood porridge, he sighed. Junior sister, you still said that you expect these seafood porridge to generate income for our sect. Not much left now, right? Oh, master, the old man must still be stretching his neck waiting for Lingxi to pay back the debt. We let his old man down. Ellipsis. People holding porridge bowls. If you want money, just say so. Who is the connotation of yin and yang strange energy? Unlike Zhang Wen, who is poor, Qin Shifeng and others are very rich. After all, he is a direct disciple supported by the strength of one sect. Qin Shifeng was the first to take out a pair of dried antlers. Junior sister Feng Shi, thanks to you for saving me many times, I have nothing to show for it. You keep this antler. Blast-dried antlers are excellent refining materials, and the world's price is at least strode stones. Fang Shi hastily declined. Senior brother Qin, what are you doing? Did what my fifth senior brother said make you overwhelmed? He just said that casually, without any other meaning. Zhengwen. Say whatever you want. Anyway, I'm used to being blamed. Qin Shifeng said with a smile, even if junior brother Zhengwen doesn't say anything, I still want to express it. Junior sister Fang Shi, if you refuse to accept me, we will feel ashamed to stay here any longer. The others also echoed repeatedly, yes, junior sister Fang Shi, you can keep it, otherwise we will feel very sorry. While talking, he took out a gift. Fang Shi couldn't refuse, and, reluctantly, accepted it. Among these people, only Xingwu was sipping porridge there, not intending to give anything away. Can he be like everyone else? What others give is a gift, what he gives is a sincere heart, which is his life. If it wasn't for Fang Shi this time, he would definitely have died here due to his injuries. From now on, Fang Shi will be his real junior sister. Therefore, it is only natural to eat things from my relatives and sisters. Jiang Ji watched blankly the whole time. It's not that his face is paralyzed, it's that he doesn't know what expression to use to face the coquettish operations of his juniors and younger sisters. In this life, no, he will never be able to do such a thing in his next life. Fang Shi made a lot of money, and she was in a happy mood, and asked with a smile. Brothers and sisters, what are your plans for the future? Everyone looked at each other, then Ling Chanting said. Junior sister Fang Shi, what do you think we should do? We will all listen to you. Fang Shi thought for a while and said. Senior brother Xingwu and the others are seriously injured, it is best to rest for a while, otherwise the bumps on the road or the attack of monsters are likely to aggravate the injuries. So, what I mean is, rest in the bear den for a while, and wait for their injuries to improve before we make plans to leave the polar ice sheets. What do you think? Xingwu was almost moved to tears. He took the initiative to simplify Fang Shi's, senior brother Xingwu and the others, into, senior brother Xingwu. Junior sister Fang Shi is really considerate of me. No one can match my position in junior sister Fang Shi's heart. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 80 Little junior sister she draws her sword. Everyone felt that what Fang Shi said was reasonable. Although there was an ice field earth-shaking bear escorting him, Jinden's later stage in the polar ice field was really nothing, so it was better to be cautious. Besides, Shen Jun and the others went out to deliver the letter, so they could use this time to wait for rescue. Seeing that everyone had no objections, Fang Shi continued. The wounded use this time to recuperate. Others can't be idle. They finally came to the polar ice field, and they can't return empty-handed. Tonight, I will take a few people to catch wolves. Everyone. Qin Shifeng asked weakly, Junior sister Fang Shi, what kind of wolf are you talking about? It's the wolves that attacked you 2 days ago. It's just a bunch of little trash in the early stage of Jinden, but they dare to attack our direct disciples, it's really boring. Let's catch them all tonight. If you are obedient, you will be our mount in the future, if you are not obedient, you will kill and eat meat. Qin Shifeng. Other people. Are you sure you're talking about an Arctic bloodthirsty wolf, not a dog? Fang Shi pointed at the Iceland shaker who was snoring like thunder. Do you not believe me or do you not believe it? It was only then that everyone remembered that the guy in front of them had contracted the ice field earthshaker in the later stage of Jinden, and he really had crazy capital. After discussing it, Fang Shi kicked the ice field earthshaker on the nose. The ice field shook the ground bare and woke up. Just about to get mad, seeing that it was Fang Shi who did it, she fainted. After Fang Shi told it about the plan, Ice field earthshaker said with divine sense. Don't waste your effort. The pack of wolves are not slippery, every time I haven't reached the place, they smell my scent and run away. Fang Shi rolled her eyes. I put you in a spirit animal bag, they smell nothing. The ice field earthshaker reacted belatedly, yes, I am now the pet of this stinky girl, and she can put me in the spirit beast bag. A burst of sadness followed. What's the difference between that and being put in a coffin? Bear me, it's so miserable. In the middle of the night, Fang Shi set off with people. After they left the bear den, they deliberately used cleaning techniques to get rid of the smell on their bodies, and then went to a place more than 10 miles away from the bear den. Among these people, Fang's ice cultivation level is the lowest, but she is the fastest runner. Like a light and agile deer, jumping and running. Qin Shifeng and the others had run out of words. Your Qi refining stage with an injured Danshan can run faster than our foundation building stage and golden elixir stage. This is outrageous too. Fang Shi also felt that walking on the ice field was much easier than before after contracting the ice field earthshaker. Could it be the benefits brought by the contract? 3 voices sounded in the sea of consciousness at the same time. Nothing, it's purely a coincidence. Impossible. It's absolutely impossible. Little Black Ball, Little Phoenix and Ice Field Earthshaker resolutely denied Fang Shi's guess for one reason or another. Fang Shi is too lazy to talk to them, catching wolves is important. They found a suitable spot and started digging the ice hole. Fang Shi stood at the upper air outlet, squinting his eyes and making a few comparisons. The wolves came after a while. I'll sprinkle 2 packs of chili noodles to appetize them, and then we'll start. Everyone. You lose it. Although chili can't cause substantial damage to the wolves, it can also make them mess up. Fang Shi continued to babble. After they get messed up, you go on, and when they feel that they're sure of winning, I will release the big stupid bear, and let's have a litter. Everyone nodded in agreement. With her little hands behind her back, Fang Shi was a bit like pointing Jiangshan. After all, today is different from the past, she is the head of Yunsha Sect. With the development of these little guys, maybe they can become direct disciples of my Cloud Sect. After the little black ball sensed her thoughts, he only wanted to send her 2 words, dreaming. Not to mention whether you can find the remnant of Yunshazong. Even if you find it, will people recognize you as the head who came out halfway? Maybe he has already turned to the enemy, and he will kill you directly. Besides, Qin Shi Feng and others have their own sects. Why should they join your Yunsha sect in a decent manner? I'm afraid I don't want to fart. Thinking so in my heart, but said on my mouth. Master, it is indeed you. It's really strategizing, winning thousands of miles away. My admiration for you is like a surging river. Fang Shi didn't bother to pay attention to it. This rainbow fart was not sincere at all, it was far behind her level. Seeing that in the middle of the night, the wolves hadn't arrived yet, and everyone was a little discouraged. Won't you come? But they have all come, and they can't go back halfway, so they can only continue to wait. Finally, there was a faint blue light flickering in the distance. Here comes the wolves. Everyone chose the upwind outlet to stand, and Fang Shi stood at the front. The little face was full of horror, trembling, as if he had seen a ghost. Anyone who reads it will think that she is a poor little girl who was pushed out by everyone to die. So did the wolves. They showed disdain. The wolves are very particular about respecting the old and loving the young. Both cubs and old wolves will be protected, which is much better than humans. I have returned without success several times before, this time I must kill and eat all these monks. The Wolf King took the lead and rushed towards Fang Shi with his head held high. Fang Shi smiled and opened the bag containing the chili noodles. The strong wind carried the chili noodles and blew towards the wolves. It's time for the wolves to dance hot. Achoo, achoo. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How wonderful. The formation is completely messed up. Fang Shi waved his little paw, and Qin Shi Feng and others rushed over with red eyes. There was no way to keep red eyes. Although the wind was blowing towards the wolves, this side was somewhat affected. Only Fang Shi, a shameless bastard, wrapped his head in white gauze. The Wolf King was completely pissed off. I wish I could swallow Fang Shi in one gulp. Therefore, it avoided the attack of Qin Shi Feng and others, and came straight to Fang Shi. Icefield Shaker thought it was time for him to play, so he started. Warming up in the strip beast bag. Hoo-hoo-ha-ha. I made a set of bear punches first. The little fat bird stared at Mung Bean. Look at your shyness. If it wasn't for my mother Sake, I'd just iron a wool roll for you. However, what they didn't expect was that Fang Shi didn't let the Icefield shake the bear out, but drew his sword. She pointed the wooden sword at the Wolf King with a calm expression on her face. The Wolf King suddenly came to an emergency break. A look of vigilance. Fraud. There must be fraud in this. Isn't this stinky girl hiding her strength? Maybe it's not a little girl at all but an old witch. Fang Shi stood there motionless, and neither did the Wolf King. Those who didn't know thought these two were frozen into ice sculptures. Jun Wen saw this scene out of the corner of his eye, and staggered. My goodness. Junior sister is getting more and more awesome. Even the Wolf King was frightened by her. _left previous home index next _right. Tap the screen to use advanced tools tip. You can use left and right keyboard keys to browse between chapters. The whole sect is a dog licking, but the junior sister is a real dog. Chapter 81 Fang Shi is messed up in the wind. Fang Shi slowly took off the little hat on her head, and dusted off the non-existent dust on it. Then he said to the Wolf King. Do you know what hair this is made of? Even though Fang Shi had used the cleansing technique before, because of the short distance, the Wolf King still smelled the breath of the Icefield Earthshaker. Suddenly the legs are a little soft. Fang Shi curled her lips. Guess how this hair came from? Wolves are suspicious by nature. Immediately, a bloody drama came to mind. The Icefield Earthshaker must have been sorted by this. The Icefield Earthshaker must have been sorted by this human race. She must be hiding her strength. Sure and sure. Thinking of this, it screamed and ran away with its tail between its legs. Fang Shi chased after him with a wooden sword in his hand. Stop, stop for me. The Wolf King runs faster. Only fools stop. You have sorted all the Earthshakers in the ice field, and I will die if I stay. Not only ran by himself, but also called his subordinates to run together. Although the subordinates are a little confused, but if the boss tells him to run, then he must run like a girl. Fang Shi, who scared away the pack of wolves with her own strength, was thrown into a mess by the wind. The good plan was disrupted by her pretense. Qin Shi Feng and others looked at the wolves going away in a daze. Did they see a ghost? Why did you run away suddenly? Only Jun Wen witnessed the whole process and told everyone vividly. Everyone. 2 days ago, the wolves made them panic all day long, and even a few people almost lost their lives. As a result, Fang Shi just pointed at him casually, and the wolves were scared away.